Chili?
I'll catch you up on this.
Ready? Okay, we're gonna go ahead and call the meeting to order. Today's April 23rd, 2024. It is 5:42 PM. Let's go ahead and take roll. George Alvarez,
Present.
Rudy Blanco, absent. Eric Brandon. Here. Steve Bremo.
Here, sir.
Matthew Casamayor is running late. Joseyano is here. Jessica Medina. Manuel Perez. Romy. Portuondo Romero. Andrea Richichi. Magali Rubio. John Tingle. Don.
Yeah.
Present. Carlos Padilla.
Here.
Present. And Dan.
Present.
Present. Perfect. All right, guys. Thank you very much. And we're gonna go ahead and actually do anything specific that we should be doing in any order based on.
Well, we can't change the order of business, because that'll be a vote. Public comment.
Public comments.
No
We cannot approve last week's last month's minutes. Do we want to go over the budget review?
Nothing's changed. I know that Matthew, the pins have been made. I've actually been wearing them. They look very good.
Okay.
Until they're dispersed to the committee, we're not gonna cut the check. But I think we already have the invoice.
Are you bringing those with him or? You?
No, I don't have them. I would imagine he's gonna bring them, but we'll. Besides that, nothing has changed.
Okay, so let's just go to the old business. Town EDC promotional videos. Do we have an update on that?
Yes, so last meeting, we discussed the small changes about, I think Andrea brought up the. Opelika is kind of described as a small airport in the video, which she made the point that it's not, especially for business. So we sent that note over to Donnie. I believe another one was that Romy brought up the way the town's slogan is used, it's not used in a way that makes sense, the grammar sense. So that was another one, and then I believe once those are done, it'll be officially case closed, so. That's
Perfect. Hopefully we'll have the result by the next meeting. The pull-up banner, is that something that's?
oh, well, I guess that'd be a Matthew thing, so.
That'll be, okay, so we'll just wait for Matthew on that one. Obviously tomorrow is the business networking social. Is there anything that you need from us here at the EDC for tomorrow's event?
No, it's back on the stories. Some social media posts have gone out. If you guys want to share them, I think there are still tickets or spots remaining for the social. So
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, don't quote me on the number, but I think I spoke to Tico this week and he told me there was about 70 something people registered through the 70.
Wow.
Through the Eventbrite. Most of those are people outside of Miami Lakes. Most people in Miami Lakes just stop by. But he says there's been about 70 something registered from outside of Miami Lakes on Eventbrite.
we could probably expect maybe
Yeah, if you get
30, 40.
Yeah.
If you get a third of that, half of that.
We'll see when Matthew comes if the pins can be. If you guys can wear the pins, whoever's unable to
He
make it.
said, Matthew said he'll be here in like 15 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So. Do you guys want to maybe brainstorm, not put to a vote, of course, but the next, which would be in July? The social, any new restaurants or new. Yeah, at least in July, summer, so they're gonna be on the.
Need for the next network.
Just to get, the ideas flowing for where it would be. I know Rudy does a really good job at tracking.
Definitely, are there any new places that
Yeah, I'm trying to think of another one.
that we should reach out to?
The only one I'm thinking that is La Combacha.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. I am,
that'd be a hell of a networking event.
that's the only one I'm thinking that has recently opened, right?
Right now.
What about I don't know, the Poke flows, right? The Poke.
I think they closed and they
Yes.
opened another Poke place in the same location.
I think it's acai.
Is it acai?
Yeah, but
Yeah, but I just don't think that
No,
is conducive to a networking event.
yeah, no,
I agree.
As it is tomorrow's event, the venue's a little on the smaller side.
yeah, mainly they don't have that many number of people.
I mean, even if they have half of that, that's still
Yeah.
probably too many people.
Yeah, it'll
It's a small
Location, but at least there's a spillover.
Here,
Yeah,
it's tiny, for 70 people?
Yeah.
I mean, if everyone should put stuff on it.
I mean, if there's a spillover on the outside, at least there's a
Yeah.
little breezeway there where you can have a
Yeah.
spillover where
Yeah, that's how.
if you do it at that shopping center where the Poke place used to be, then there's no.
No,
Oh, yeah, no.
You're in the way if you're outside of the venue. Okay, so I will, does any, just,
That's the only thing that new, right?
That's convenient. How do you pronounce it? Convenient.
Kumbacha.
Conjunction.
Yes.
I was gonna tell, but I'm not gonna tell you how I spelled it, because I'm sure I'm wrong.
Do we know somebody there that, anybody know?
Yeah.
who they hired?
I can get in touch with
Well,
you.
sure.
It's a hell of a building.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I think I'm good.
have you guys already something on
Yeah,
that?
but I haven't been there.
I think, yeah.
You think so, right?
Yes. I'm making the.
I went in there last year, just looked at it, and then I said, before. I really like that.
These meetings going to try working with stores.
Have
We did the ribbon cutting there once, right?
No, we didn't really
Followed
go
by-
in, but I don't know if we did it like this event as well.
The venue with old people is really amazing place.
That's
It
a
is.
nice place, right?
Nice place,
That's a good one.
very, very nice.
Well, we should put that in second place.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I put it on the list here and I'll reach out.
For what?
Amazon.
Amazon.
Like we haven't done it, right? Because that could be also.
I think we did the ribbon cutting. I think the ribbon cutting was the same day that there was.
I think it
something
was-
going on in Main
I
Street.
think it turned into kind of a little networking.
Okay.
It was well attended, the ribbon cutting.
Mm-hmm. What else?
I'll say open late that day. I think I'm getting confused on that day.
Yeah, Amazonia was May of last year. Wow.
We haven't done anything at BB's Bakehouse. Have we?
Yes.
We just
Wait,
Yeah, that was the last one.
yeah, the last one.
The last
This
one.
one?
Yes, the last one. What about one that I haven't heard anymore, that I don't know if he has done it already, Cafe Vitrola? Is
We
that,
did that
is
one.
that part of my
It's
election?
well over a year since we did that. Well, that was well.
We did one there.
We did.
Oh, we did
Yeah, we
already?
did one there a while back
Okay.
ago. and-
Was well attended.
Yeah. that was
Nothing else
January.
new.
No, I
January
Maybe we
last
should
year.
try one of the newer venues.
Yeah, the new
Yeah,
venue.
yeah.
Mhm. Yes.
I think Mancha would be the only
New place.
new
That'd be for
Is there
July.
anything?
for July, right? So we're a months out, but
Casaban, Casaban, right?
Yeah.
Is there anything in that, because we haven't done anything in that center in ever.
I'll be the window, we've got a new place in the back.
great. but-
A small place, couple of,
Yeah.
working places there, so that's a
I
lot.
know you have a top of play. I'm just saying, to bring awareness to different centers around.
Ah, it's true, I don't know, if that's been for a long time, the place, but, the pimiento. El pimiento. That one is a really good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's a small, very small place, but it does have, like you said, that
The outside
No, just-
area.
where Pimiento's at, I mean, I just, because we haven't done anything in that center, I don't think ever.
Ever. I remember.
So to try to move it and spread it around to different
That's
areas.
true.
That'd be a good idea. That'd be interesting.
What is, they have there an Italian type of.
Yeah, Ken and Mike's is there, I think.
Ken Mike's is there.
They've been there for a long time.
For a long time.
Uh,
Did they open something new there or no? I don't
I
remember.
don't think so.
I don't think so. either.
Oh, I didn't, is it still there? Or they closed?
No, but they closed, no, they,
Yeah,
I
it's still
think they're there, but the market, I think, closed, right?
There was a market there.
There was a market.
Yeah, just around Subway there, by Subway.
And by that center, again, we can look at other ones that we haven't really
Yeah.
focused on. or
Sure.
anything.
Mhm.
I didn't know, it, but it's right next to my condominium, but they're finally gonna redo, was it Lake Patricia they call it over there?
Oh, I can't recall right now.
Lake Patricia?
Those,
Oh, yeah, side of the marathon station.
The one by those,
Yeah, that's what Milo is,
AQC
yeah.
Center.
oh,
Other than AQC.
No, they're gonna redo they're gonna redo that strip.
They're gonna redo it finally. They've been saying it for years.
Car wash was,
Well, that whole,
Uh-huh.
strip.
yeah, that whole building's being
Well,
raised.
that's, that one building is condos.
Where the old Miami Lake Sports Grove is, all the ones on this side, they're all individually owned condos, so that, you know, but this strip over here.
Yeah, that's where
Where the convenience store was,
That's
you know,
right.
that- that's being taken down, built up. My understanding is it's first floor, commercial mixed use, and then second and third floor residential.
Oh,
Correct.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's, no, about
That's why
that.
you're a condo?
Yeah,
Congratulations,
right.
you just got more traffic going your
So I
way.
just got more stuff. really.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's all I need is water.
Yeah, I think they got rid of the car wash because without that, the parking situation would just be.
the convenience store owner actually owned the car wash.
Did he?
It was one of his business, yeah.
Oh, that,
Oh,
that,
great
that,
business, by the way, I'm kind of sad to see it go, but yeah.
yeah, Hector.
Yeah, they're the car wash and convenience stores. You cover
So
that.
then that's when they're gonna be gone, both. They're gonna be gone.
Yeah.
I think it's actually on the ground right now, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe.
Right.
We fenced it in, I think they're.
Should have by the golf course, like you see all the things missing over
oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing.
there. It's flat, it's gone.
Yeah.
It was settled bye.
Mhm.
Yeah, very quick.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's.
I saw the plans for it.
It's tremendous.
I'm sure what they're gonna do is
investment's tremendous. Like, it's gonna be. It's gonna be tremendous. They'll be doing the whole golf course, actually, no.
They're gonna have something like a top golf set up there too.
Top
They'll
golf.
have to get, but I don't think it's top golf, it's gonna be something.
Like a multi-level.
Multi-level thing.
Multi-level.
But here's the interesting, they're actually gonna redo the golf course and bring it back to its original design back 50 years ago, to bring it back to the original layout.
Oh, nice.
So it's gonna be really cool, very cool. Pro shop's a little trailer park right now, trailer home.
Oh, okay.
What's the completion time? A year from now, maybe?
2 years.
Actually, the. I
It's
don't
supposed to be
know.
huge.
I would imagine it's probably
The
the end of 26.
Yeah.
So,
So where are they holding the Graham Memorial? Isn't it up there?
It's in United
The
Church.
golf course is still there, right? It's still open.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're gonna shut down the back nine as they redevelop the front, and then open one, play the other. Make them 9-hole course for a while.
Okay.
Sends her change the course around.
Hey, Rob,
And
that's
actually,
gonna
you
be,
guys remember the part 3 across the street?
oh, yeah, I remember that
I was
one.
over there talking to the general manager.
Par three.
They're going to reopen that.
Oh, really? Cool.
It's to be turned into a children's, fun golf venue, like to go with 6 holes. With a little shack there for the country club, the golf course. And we're actually gonna reopen that to a certain degree, it's kind of neat. I used to play that back when I was, younger, kind of cool.
Oh, that's good.
So good changes, yeah.
I have written down, Gomanchan and Pimiento, just for.
And Amazon, I think that's what saying that.
Amazonia may need help too.
Amazon.
Yeah, I mean, they've already known, but.
You live with Amazonia?
I would like to buy it.
It's a great place, really. And the obvious,
It's nice.
Is it Argentine or what's the being Amazon? What
they,
No, actually, Amazonia is like.
sushi,
Nikkei,
steaks,
Nikkei,
or whatever.
Japanese, Peruvian,
Oh, Japanese food.
yes.
It's really, really good.
And on Monday, they have all you can eat sushi.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. All you
wow.
can eat sushi, yes.
excellent. Yeah.
Mhm.
Maybe you don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah, but you know, because you're in the business.
I was at this meeting yesterday.
Good point, yeah,
Good point, yeah.
that's a good
Like,
place.
I really kind of missed that, that restaurant that was
Yeah.
right over there. That was the
Yeah, I
other,
remember.
only sushi
I
buffet
remember.
place there.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, to find a good sushi buffet.
They had a pretty extensive, yeah.
What's that Thai place on Main Street that's been serving sushi forever?
Take epic.
Thai guy,
Yeah, he's been around for a while.
Yeah, I take off from there once in a while.
That's an amazing thing.
They're right.
Continues to
They're
survive.
very consistent.
A long time, yeah. Wow.
They jumped in the subcommittee status, is that for the
Events.
event come what? September, October?
September.
Yeah, so I apologize to the group. I've been absent. So Where did we leave off? The last time I was here, they were talking about an insurance event. Is that tabled? Or is this, we're going in a different direction or what?
Insurance? No,
No?
no, I think
maybe
the
there's
only
an
thing,
aspect of it, but
Yeah. So
the,
what's the event looking
the
like?
discussions were really about feedback from the last time. It felt more like being lectured to
Right?
versus,
I
you
remember
know,
that.
if this is your business, you can have like an interactive workshop. All right, this is your business. What hashtags can you make and what kind of,
like they get out learning something.
like a workshop.
Okay.
And so that was so less. Again, less lecturing. The idea was more hands-on,
Okay.
what the actual meat and bones.
So did we talk about the different industries or businesses that would present or people that would present?
So I think we were gonna talk about it on the subcommittee
Right.
meeting, that it was last week,
Okay.
but there was not attendance. So,
No.
exactly, so we couldn't
There's
talk
no
about it,
discussion,
so
yeah.
we should probably do another schedule.
So there was a subcommittee set up?
Yes.
Yeah, pretty well.
Which.
Right, you were on our subcommittee?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be the same as last year's.
Yes.
Um, but I know one of the topics was social media. Like that was, because it's a very, at least in my opinion, because it's what we do, it's very interactive. I don't know how. There was discussion on, I don't know, workers' comp, maybe that ties into HR, and maybe that's how it ties into insurances, but
Should we, because I think the expectation was that we come out with a plan already for the committee, to do it, and that's what we did as subcommittee. Should we just try to figure it out a day that we can,
I think that's the best thing.
and then that way we sit
Brainstorm.
down, do
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
restaurants,
Combination,
everything. That way, I think it's.
since you two are here,
Who else is on that subcommittee? I believe Romy's on the subcommittee.
Romy, Jessica, Matthew. I think that was it. I think. Let me find. Which dates.
And we made contact with Energy Members.
The contact at this point is none.
Okay.
We've had trouble with the contact in the past. It's definitely, I can keep reaching out. I don't think it's.
We had somebody from that university on the committee a couple of years ago, right?
There was a gentleman, yes, you're right.
He was here.
So I don't know if you guys know Isle, but, she does a lot of the event coordination in the town. I'm sure she has better contact than I do. I will say I'll always bring it back to the money aspect. I don't know, again, because we haven't had the in-depth talks, I don't know what the cost would be for. If it's a rental thing that would happen at Energy or, I'm not sure, I just always want to always be aware of those costs.
That time that we used it, there was no fee.
There was no fee then.
I like that, but not.
Yeah, they just let us use the space and they kind of promoted themselves as well.
They opened up the kitchen too. They had water. We had the restaurants had their tables there the last time we were there, right? We had.
Yeah, yeah.
I think you're right. Yeah, it's
Probably a very good memory.
Yeah, and then they had like a little
We had a luncheon room.
blocked off area, but I could see probably about 50 people. You were there, Jose, right?
Yeah. I
Yeah, it
remember.
was a long room.
Yeah, we had,
I had a couple screens that had up there.
we had Dr. Limon there and some other, about 3 or 4 little, not little, but they had little stands there, restaurants for samplers. It was quite well attended.
Very
too.
well, yeah. That was one of my biggest ones.
That was charisma's thing.
Yeah, well before COVID. It's not many years. Must be at least 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah.
All right, next week is like pretty much completely free. As for that. Yeah,
It should be like the week of what, the 29th?
the 28th to the 4th.
I owe you.
Now that there's 3 out of the 4, 5 members in the committee, you guys pick a day next week for the subcommittee meeting for the event.
Yes.
I was letting them know all of next week is available,
Oh, excellent, okay,
except for this
except for
Thursday.
Thursday.
So we do this after, we do this at 5:30 then, right?
Mhm.
But, oh, well, then Thursday could be available, because, I have a meeting at 6:30
I
p.m.
can't do it Thursday. Wednesday is okay for me. Tuesday
Next
is
week,
okay.
okay. Tuesday's okay, Wednesday is not for me, and we said no Thursday, so no Wednesday, no Thursday, so either Monday or Tuesday.
Tuesday,
Tuesday it is.
Tuesday.
The third,
5:30 here, right?
Yep.
Okay. Send out the invites.
I'll just book it on my end, just so it's not, just so it's not taken up, but I'll send out the individual invites tomorrow.
Tuesday, 30th, right?
Oh, hey.
Everybody. Hey.
I have, gifts.
ooh,
Pretty goodies.
Depends.
so exciting.
Hey, there we go.
My
Big
You got a promotion, John?
Big E.
Today,
You have mine, don't think it's.
Eric,
Send it back to this, but there's none. Must be between them, but it's-
Manny. Golly, I'll give the girl. Jessica. Rudy's not here, right?
No,
It's spelled right, right?
Spelling
I
is
passed the test, good job, guys.
Alright.
Graphics is on point
We're
today,
good, we're
I got my
good.
name spelled right, I got my new business logo, they're cranking out great stuff today.
George. Danny.
Is that painted on or is that a, how is that?
Edged in it.
Edged.
Edged in it?
Wow, cool. I got one too. Of course. Look at that. Cool. Just a few.
Thank you, sir.
I get you an honorary one, Bob, you know?
Yeah,
Probably just able to try it out right now.
I actually didn't have business cards. I'll send you a business card. I don't.
They're gonna put it on.
that's sad, Jonathan.
So yeah, I booked the room for next week. A subcommittee meeting
Oh, cool.
for the 30th at 5:30 p.m.
Did we ever end up doing the one last week? No, right? Cause it ended up being like confusing with the schedule and everything, communication.
Nobody showed up.
Yeah, I think so, we originally thought it was Tuesday or something for some reason. Whatever.
Like,
Cool. Where were we?
You guys want to go back and approve the minutes?
Sure. You wanna go back and approve the minutes?
Sure, yeah, let's do it. Cool, so the regular meeting minutes from last meeting, March 14th, 2024. If anybody wants to take a look, motion pretty good, and then March 19th. Or March 14th.
That's March 19th on
On what, on the,
on the minutes.
let me see, wasn't the 19th? I got the date wrong.
I think it was, because I was out of town on the 19th. I was in town on 14th.
The agenda.
I was out of town.
Yeah, 14th was a Thursday, so yeah, it was the 19th.
Yeah.
That is my bad.
Good. For where?
Cool. Yeah, a lot of the stuff in this minutes is kind of just, we're gonna be recapping again today and just kind of have some answers on. So, and if we're good with the last meeting, if everybody wants to motion to approve. Motion to approve. No, second. So all in favor? Awesome, sweet. So the meetings are, so the minutes from the last meeting are good. Did you guys talk about budget yet? Or no? Do we have that yet, Jonathan, the print out of that? Can we do that for the next meeting? Is that doable?
It just hasn't changed, so that's why,
I know, but I just want to take a look at it. We haven't seen it since like the beginning of the year.
excuse me, yeah, now that the pins are here, we can cut that down, so.
Yeah, I think we're still missing we're gonna do a pull-up banner, remember? That was one of the things I wanted to talk to Dave, to everybody about. All right, cool. So budget, will go into it a little bit deeper on the next meeting when we have like a document in front of us. Hopefully we can try to figure out where we're at, but I think overall but I think overall we're pretty good. I just want to make sure we're okay when it comes to what's it called? The quarterly networking socials, maybe we still have funds in there, and also now with the upcoming event at the end of the year, see how much we have available for that, and advertising and all that. But I think we're still, and we've just kind of been doing it.
Yeah, it's been pretty business as usual, and
And then the pin.
the committee has to report again in August if there are any like leftover unused monies that you want to put towards the September event. Anything below 700, you don't need to go to council, but you're gonna be there in August anyways. If it is more than 700, that'll be there. Okay, so
Cool. All right, cool. So we'll go into that a little bit more on the next meeting. I'll send you a reminder if we need to go. All right, cool. We'll move on to old. So let's see.
Thank you.
So we got the town EDC promotional videos. Jonathan and I emailed Guy a little bit on this. From what we had, we were pretty much good on the video. It was just a couple edits to the script. Remember, there was a couple things.
I let them know about the.
Yeah.
About
Yeah,
the slow.
so he knows, and he's contacting the voiceover guy again to go ahead and redo it with those changes that we
Sweet.
talked about. I think it was the airport and then
And the
those weird sounding ending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The girl is lovely is for a reason.
Yeah. And the next thing is the pull-up banner and pin status. So the pins are ready. As you guys see, everyone's got your pins. And then just real quick, when it comes to the banner design, I was talking a little bit to the designer, and she just wants a little bit of feedback, or not feedback, I guess you could say, but content, I guess, that she can have to kind of grab. I was gonna use a little bit from the website, but I wanted to talk to everybody here first and see if there's anything that you guys figured was imperative, to include on there. Obviously, other than the logo and things like that, something that you guys want on that kind of banner design. What I'm gonna include right off the bat is gonna be logo. We're gonna have the biz website that we're always trying to push. And then we'll have the basic like bullet points about what the EDC is kind of focused on that we have there on the website right now existing. But I was just wondering if there's anything specific that you guys might have. If not, I'm just gonna go off with the design and we'll kind of go from there.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, you can bring back a mock-up of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
next one, I'll have like an actual mock-up design. We'll have the whole thing, and then we'll go ahead and, if it's good to go, we'll go ahead and push it to print. Cool.
Yeah, was the mission statement on that one?
The mission thing was on one of
It
them.
was
That's
on
why I
one
wasn't
that
sure if
we
that's
were-
something that we wanted to mess around with or
We kept
something.
that one special. I don't know if we're gonna put it in the new one, but that was separated at the time.
Okay.
That was number 3, if you remember.
Yeah, the ones that we had here.
Yeah, right, so
Okay,
I guess we could talk about that next time if you could include it. So,
okay. I'll put your possible mission statement if it make it work. Means. Alright, cool. The new business, so the next official business networking social is tomorrow.
Yay.
Yeah, that's Sergio's. And it's gonna be at 5:30, and on the Eventbrite, since we actually did it with like a month in advance this time around, or a little bit more, we already have 70 people signed up on the Eventbrite,
Nice.
which is really nice. So even if we get 30% of that, that'd be pretty good.
That's good.
Which, because it doesn't usually include like the regular Miami Lakers, they don't usually sign up on the Eventbrite, they're just kind of the regulars that show up. So this is usually outside people that are just signing up on Eventbrite. So even if we get a third, that would be pretty cool. So that's looking pretty good.
And just
What's up?
the committee had talked maybe about for July, just to start looking at businesses for the next social.
Okay.
Kumbancha, maybe, because it's really the only new place, at Bimento, over by the library.
Oh, I vote yes. That's right. Yes.
Yeah. It's just because since there's not really, at least what we can think of.
Okay,
So-
Of new, oh, you know what? I don't think, I know BNI has done something just there, but I don't think we've opened it up. We've done like a town thing. Vanilla Espresso is relatively new. It's about like At this point, it's like a year and a half or,
Was that at the same time?
yeah, it's in the same shopping center.
Where is it in relation?
It's literally next door to a Pimiento, so we could do both, because it's a small space, so, yeah.
Do kind of, both venues.
Yeah.
And then do the outside, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Good idea.
What's the name?
They complement each other,
Vanilla.
French, Spanish,
Yeah.
vanilla espresso.
It's the vanilla espresso.
Okay, European night.
Especially evenings or-
It is, it's open, I think, until 7, like, they close early, but they promote like Aperol spritzes and champagne and.
That'd be kind of cool, right?
Yeah.
Like, European networking night.
Yeah. Oh, Europe.
Yeah.
Europe inside Windmill Gate.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So
And
I'll,
that would be the last one for the.
Yeah. I'll reach out to them. I don't know if I know the owner of Pimiento, but I know my grandparents go there. So I'm sure that Fred probably knows the owner. So I'll talk to Fred about it. And then Vanilla Espresso, we kind of do know the owner, so I'll talk to them. Cool. And then we'll see if that's something we can do. And then what date were we thinking? You were saying July, Jonathan, is what you were saying?
Yeah, to stand the quarterly, the quarterly theme.
Okay.
The Wednesdays are the 3rd, through the 31st. Those are the Wednesdays, so the 3rd, the 10th, 17th, 24th, 31st.
Well, I say no to the 10th, just because that's the chamber luncheon. So it's gonna end up being 2 things in one day. It'll be too much.
The 3rd
The third is
is right in there.
before the holiday.
Right.
It's right before the 1st of July, people are gonna be out of town. The 17th or the 24th.
The 17th, anything?
The 17th of July.
I'll check our calendar just to be sure.
Yeah.
We're like stacking events. The 17th is that 3rd Wednesday, which has generally been the theme, but I mean, we don't have to.
Yeah, we can see. The only other reason I would think maybe July 24th, because people might already be back in town, right? Because August is usually when school starts, and we're already back
Yeah,
by the end of July. From whatever they're doing.
it's around the 24th, so. Or it being, there are no other events, so I think.
24th, you think? Okay, cool. Are you guys cool with that? 24th, we shoot for now, and then if anything comes up, I guess we can adjust.
5:30 p.m.
Yeah, 5:30, and then I'll talk to Vanilla Espresso and Pimiento and see if there's something that we can do.
Mm-hmm.
Like 3 p.m. July 24th. Okay,
Same
yeah.
$500 for the.
Yeah, how would that work since there's
Just
two?
of them? That's interesting.
Yeah, this is why I want to go over the budget thing, because who knows, maybe we can actually do 500,
Oh, no,
500 and
you-
it's fine.
I think
We should be.
Agree.
Yeah, but it depends. I don't, if they're both gonna be putting out, things for us, I don't wanna, skip out on them. If it's other people.
If I can actually tell you that in 10 seconds. If this knows.
Whatever, it's all good. We can, like I said, we can focus, we have time for this anyway. Very cool. While you look that up real quick. I'm gonna move on to the next thing, just so we can keep moving. Or I'm gonna jump down to D really quick, just because that'll take 2 seconds.
There's $2,500 left over in that.
Oh, yeah, we should be more than fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I think we set up ourselves so we can do a little bit more than
There's
one
2,000
per
per
quarter
line.
if we wanted
We
to.
still haven't paid out 2 of them, which
Okay,
would be tomorrow's, and then. I think we're,
I know BB's we
there
did.
was a weird, like, W9 situation, whichever one got.
Do you owe that still, or no? Today go? Or no?
So we've already paid BG's.
Yeah.
Then whatever the, October one was.
That's today go, it was today go, I think,
Was
right?
it?
Yeah,
I don't know if it was a W9 or if it was the invoice.
just let me know what we need and I can get it from them pretty easily.
Okay.
From today go, we have close connects with them, so just let me know.
Yeah, there's plenty of money, so you guys can put to a motion now, or maybe in the May meeting when we have a better idea of.
Well, we're in April, May, June, I think you wait for May, I guess.
Yeah.
At least initial contact.
Yep.
Yeah, that's why I wanna reach out to them first and make sure we
Yeah,
can even
just
do
do
it,
it.
who knows, maybe they say, oh. We hate each other, their neighbors, they hate each other. Who knows? I doubt it, but who knows? Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine, but I wanna hear first, before we get some, big crazy, we don't like. Alright, cool, so I'm gonna jump to D real quick, just cause it's gonna get out of the way. So I reached out to Diego from the farmer's market about potentially doing like an advertising table. Or renting a table once a month or something like that to one of the local businesses. And he told me he's super down, he's super open to helping local businesses. We just gotta set up a call. So I'm just in the process of scheduling with him, but just so you know, that's in the works. So for next meeting, I'll have hopefully something a little bit more concrete and pricing and stuff like that, and then maybe we can, invest into doing that, once a month or having like an advertiser tent or something like that, just to kind of promote some businesses that aren't in Main Street or ones that are in Main Street, but way in the back or something like that, we can start throwing some in there, especially if we put to do ones outside of Main Street too, just to kind of like I know that shopping center where the Winn-Dixie is, there's a lot of little stores there, it would be cool to maybe highlight them there, give them a shot. But I'll get in contact with them and let you know if anything happens. After that is the 2024 EDC event brainstorm. The subcommittee, you guys were talking about that, right? There's gonna be another one, you said, you told me you
Yes.
scheduled it.
Tuesday next week.
Tuesday next week?
The 30th.
All right, cool. And then I sent you, I'm not sure if you distributed it with them, but for the subcommittee meeting, the contact for Energy Mendez, to use them as a location, it's Marcella, who's like the campus director. I sent a couple possible speakers that I spoke to, which was Gloria and Suhail. They spoke at the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce a couple months ago, and they spoke on, they're from the Miami-Dade Bar Association. They spoke on workman's comp and employer relations, specifically for small business. I brought this up, so I think that kind of fits the vibe we're going for. And then I also sent you the info for Olga Tua, who reached out to me when I started putting the feelers out for this. And she does HR for small businesses, and her company's called Tua's Top Tips. And she specifically works with businesses that don't really have the manpower, the capital to be able to hire their own HR whole department. She kind of works with them, kind of outsourcing HR and kind of doing it hands-on in your business, working on an employee manual, which again, also I think is a little bit more hands-on than what we're going for. So those are the little contributions that I sent you. Did you get those, Jonathan?
Yeah, I have and we have the content, just for the past town events at Energy.
Cool.
I've had a little trouble reaching out, but I can.
Yeah, but Marcella's the big cheese.
Yeah.
So if you need to reach out to her, you can, that's like the direct
Mhm.
campus director. Cool. So we're good there. And then the subcommittee status, I guess we'll just follow up on that next meeting, right? And see how that goes. It should be good.
Steve did wanna, I guess it's just touch basically, right? Just to clarify what the direction of the.
Yeah,
So
I haven't been here in a couple of months.
Yeah, I mentioned, more workshop, hands-on, like, again, if it's a social media segment, like what your hashtags can look like, people interacting, and I guess I don't know. It's copy and player relations.
Yeah, doing things more hands-on. The reason why I spoke of them was because when they spoke at the Chamber of Commerce, there was just a lot of interaction from the people there. I don't know if you were there that meeting at the chamber.
Probably repurpose that presentation.
Yeah, because I was just like, there was a lot of questions. Like usually in the chamber, it's over and there's a couple questions because people feel bad and that's it. But in that one, it was like an overwhelming amount of questions of like, oh, how do I do this for my business? And like when I'm working with my employee doing this and like, oh, we got to set this up. It's a lot more hands-on with working with your small business. And that's kind of the idea when we talked about it last time. I don't know if you remember that we kind of said that we wanted to go the direction of more workshop
Versus lecturing.
Yeah. So we figured more hands-on. Like I said, these aren't speakers that we have to do. These are just people that I saw people engaging at different meetings or they reached out to me and I say, hey, let me, put the feelers on. It doesn't hurt. So yeah, so the goal that we're looking for is something that people can kind of do their hands-on, you can sit there, maybe get into little groups, sit in a workshop, and then they say, oh, let's all do this together. And you work on this hands-on, or they kind of give you, like how to sign up for something direct that you can do for your business.
So we should basically try and position it as workshops.
Exactly, yeah.
Workshop.
Like a true boot camp. Like I said, last time we called it a boot camp, but it was more of it wasn't really a boot camp. Yeah, it was more of how to work with the government. That's really what it was. Like how to work with the county, how to work with the town. That's what it really was.
Yeah,
Which was good. It was
doing,
helpful, but
a little. I think before the subcommittee, I had been doing like just dropping names, like ideas for the name of it, because like I went from small business boot camp, which does still have like a hands-on feel to it. But I was thinking like an innovation summit or like a business innovation.
Business workshops.
I think workshop is.
yeah, I think workshop
adds
fits better.
Bit more hands-on, it connotates
Yeah.
actually getting involved.
Like
Yeah.
an innovation workshop, I think,
Okay.
Yeah,
especially at the university, I think
Yeah.
it gets the feel of,
Yeah.
yeah. Because if you guys remember from at the end of the I think it was December meeting or January of this year, we wanted to do kind of like a mix between what we did and what the original idea was of the webinars, remember? Cause that was like the way back
Correct.
idea was the
And we never
winners.
took off. Yeah.
Exactly, so now we're gonna kind of do a mix, where it's a live, in-person workshop event, but it's gonna be about the topics that the webinar was gonna be about, which is like hands-on working, with the business. And who knows, maybe we can reach out to some of those people. Like, I think it was Rob Shook, Melissa Alton, you know what I mean? Maybe those are some other names we can kind of, ask again if they're willing to kind of speak on certain things. So, yeah, cool. So I'll leave that to you guys, and then of course, if you need any support, I'm here, and I'm sure we're all here too, if you guys need help with getting anybody. All right, cool. Now the exciting stuff. So the council and EDC recap. So the little recap that we did, or I did at the last council meeting. That was a couple weeks ago. So I kind of gave them the general updates. Those were good to go. There was nothing really major from them. We're kind of doing them the regular, and we're fine. The big thing, right, was what we talked about last meeting, was the Main Street business owners kind of hodgepodge that we want to do, like the big coalition between everybody. I spoke to the council, and they kind of told us that we can really do whatever we want with this, that I really didn't have to go to them in the first place, really, that we could just kind of do this. The only reason that we would need the council's involvement is if we're doing something related to the actual council chambers. But even outside of that, we can ask the council then individually if they want to come out and, participate in the event. But outside of that, it's really just up to us to choose an event location and then just work on getting the word out to the specific people. Luckily for us, this isn't going to be something that we need to advertise on social media or publicize like that. It's really going to be reaching out to the Main Street business owners and then seeing who shows up. That Main Street merchants group, which I'm hoping we can do through Andrea, because she's, the direct connect to that. And then the other thing would be the town's communications department, which we can do through Jonathan as well.
And what's the thrust of that? What's the
Yeah.
concept of it?
Do you want to speak on this, Carlos? Because I know you have the, you're a lot better at this than I am. You have more opinion.
So what happened is the following, right? Last meeting, we were talking about it, that most of the businesses in Main Street are not doing well, right? Because there's no traffic, because there is anything. And that's supposed to be the downtown area of Miami Lakes.
Right.
But it's actually, we're letting it die. So neither the Grahams, neither the city works together for the same objective. So we can compare ourselves to city of downtown Doral, Weston, all those different areas where they do different things. They do events, they do cultural affairs, they do areas where people can take pictures, like for example, the umbrellas that are in Coral Gables, different things. So the idea is that we need to do something for them as soon as possible, because a lot of those restaurants are suffering a lot on that one. So what can we do in order to
Draw people
draw
in so
people.
they can.
So the information that we have had is that all merchants are willing to get involved with resources, with manpower, with anything they need to know. That there is a merchant group that we don't know what actually is, but it looks that exists and manage funds, and is actually set up as a different entity that usually is that their objective is to do events and maintain the Main Street area. But we don't know who they are actually are
Yeah,
managed.
it's a grant. We got it from Andrew. It's a grant.
So-
Like it's a grand
Okay.
thing, and you
Yeah.
pay. to the
So that
fund,
one
and
there,
it's-
and there is, work done on the city and work done on the Graham side, but there is no coordination or a strategy. Giving you a very clear example. For example, today I received a call in the morning. I'm like, hey, did you like there was a art gallery thing this Sunday? And I'm like, what are you talking about? There was an art gallery Sunday on Main Street, and I didn't know nothing about it. I don't know how many of you guys knew it, but it's an example of something that already kind of doing it. There were people there, they were like, but it was not successful because nobody knew. So there was not an strategy, it was not promoted, it was not, nobody knew, nobody, stuff like that. And there are resources being spent that are not with a clear objective.
So we could utilize our outlets.
Sort of mediate a meeting between
Mediate
everybody.
and not only to help them promote,
Yes.
right? That's basically the.
I think-
point. That's not rocket science.
Sunday,
We just want to get a meeting together.
Yeah.
That's where we're at.
Yeah, two things. So my interpretation of our discussions was that it would become a workshop, which is, or a sunshine meeting, because the council has sunshine meetings for parks and other, activities going on. I thought it was gonna manifest into a sunshine meeting on, economic.
Only thing I'm worried about with that
Rejuvenation.
is that it gets through the bureaucracy.
And it does,
You know,
and so if it's gonna be like a pseudo event where it's business owners coming out, we'll have to see how that.
The only issue would be you guys, I guess, with the town communication department.
And
You
so, cause then, then it would become like a small event of just the business owners.
That's why, like, if there's a representative from you guys,
Right.
you know what I mean, what would that entail? Would that change the whole dynamic of it?
Well, I think
That's the only
if
thing.
council is still showing up, it would still become like a sunshine, gathering, because if two council members are in the same place, then we do legally have to sunshine that. Like for ribbon cuttings, it's like a
Can we
weird
just put
space.
it on the town calendar of events, a gathering of the Main Street merchants, open to Main Street merchants?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying,
Yeah.
it becomes like a pseudo
Yeah,
event,
so then I have to go to the council and get an approved thing, or no, not even?
I don't know, I guess not, because they.
I mean, he kind of told me I can just.
Yeah,
email it.
yeah,
Yeah,
so-
so
I was
basically
gonna
told me
They say
yeah.
that they,
that he has, or
Yeah.
he supports it, the whole thing.
And so I would hate for it to be a thing where, business owners show up and they discuss ideas, but there's not, there's no council members who are the ones that, control the purse strings and
for,
I'd have to, yeah.
one of the things, which is one of the, I think, main points is, right? There is many resources,
Mhm.
but there,
don't know.
there, like, for example, the culture affairs can do events. We can organize the things. The merchant group does one event this month, things that do it. So it's just a matter of decide, put a plan together and execute. And be able to see what resources are budgeting wise. All our merchants with our lease pay marketing fees. So there is resources there. The city has resources because it's on their best interest for that area to be, for people to know where market exists. Everybody that we bring people from Kendall, from Western, from other area, and they see
It
it,
almost
They
falls
love it.
into a master plan
yes.
discussion, because it does come down to events, it comes down to the grams. I don't want to say just the grams, it comes down to all private entities, but like you're talking like town events, what's the priority? You're talking private business, what's their priority? The grams, what's their priority right now?
I
It's
think
almost
the
like a master
priority-
plan summit.
The
Yeah.
main priority that everybody wants is traffic. Is
And to
bringing people from other cities to come, so people to know about Miami Lakes.
You want to try and put together a master plan for a continual
Yes.
series momentum
Yeah.
monthly.
It's just that it involves those three major
Yeah.
players. Yeah.
Sure.
I was gonna say, because one of the biggest things that Carlos keeps referencing is town resources. If we're gonna talk about, or if they wanna talk about town resources, then we would need somebody there from the town.
Yeah.
That can advise, if any are.
Then the second point, the art festival. This is something that, in our opinion, like utilizing Main Street is about Radio Disney and, live performances, like an art festival. We heard about that
Excuse me, the art festival,
on Sunday.
was that local artists or was that a contracting company that has artists that they set up a situation?
So
Because that would be great. I mean, South Miami Art Festivals, stuff like that. I mean, that
I
could
heard
turn into a
Diego
major
from
event.
the,
Diego from the
from the
market,
farm markets.
we had a call with him about a week and a half before the actual event, saying, hey, can we, like, this is something that we got secured and it's gonna be on Sunday. Like, so we put it on our calendar, we put it on our Facebook, but again, it was kind of a timing issue, like if there's no, if there's no master plan, it is.
Did you get,
By itself, an art festival, what we need, Radio Disney, live music, art festivals, what we need, it's just, it can't be,
just a one-off?
it can't be throwing things at the
Yeah.
wall.
Do you know
Again,
if
it
they
has to come
got
down
any
to a
attendance,
master-
what kind of attendance they got there?
We have no idea.
And the merchants weren't really.
We didn't know, and we didn't feel it, like, usually when there is event, like.
You would
there's
see that the
celebrations-
spillover traffic.
Exactly, and I feel it on ourselves this week.
Okay.
This
Yeah,
Sunday.
you're right. It needs to be coordinated properly
Yeah.
All right.
and consistently with a
Yes.
calendar.
Yep.
And
6
everybody
months
that
out,
comes
you know?
from other cities and see Miami Lakes, they love it. But they don't know that it's available. You don't pay for parking, you have plenty of parking on the
Other
area. So
side.
there's a lot of good things that other cities don't have. And we had the conversation last time, it's like, okay, so you wanna take your family out, right? If you take them to Miami Lakes, it's like taking them to lunch, because you live here. So you usually take them out, you know, to Doral, Miramar, Pembroke, you know, so at least they get out to see something else than something that they see every day. Why we're not attracting people from Doral, from Weston, from Miramar, from Pembroke Pines, from all of them, that they wanna do the same. But they don't know that we have these good things, that we have these good restaurants, that we have these activities, all of these movie theater,
One ticket.
right?
One ticket.
So all of those things. Same thing, we talk about it, that we had to pressure, that the movie theater, which is a very good in sense of a structure, right? Because it has a bar, the theater is correct, but management is very poor management.
Was that
And it's
theater,
bringing the wrong crowd.
was that theater updated?
No,
It
was,
it
it
was.
It was,
But even then, it's does its things.
Really?
Yeah. But it's more management, more like.
it's management, it's not the facilities, the facilities are great.
Nice,
It's
seats
the-
are good.
It's fantastic.
So yeah,
The
that
bar,
is, yeah.
It's the management, the lines are insane, they only have one kiosk to print your ticket, even when you get a ticket, stop going. Because you pre-order a ticket and then they still make you stand in a one-line kiosk to print out your ticket. And when I tell you that the line goes from the front of the theater to the back,
Is it family friendly?
No, not even, it's.
No, I mean, is that somewhere somebody's gonna bring their kids or?
Oh, yeah,
families and
oh,
stuff
yeah,
like
for
that,
sure, for
right?
sure, for sure. It has everything. It has full new kitchen, it has bar,
The
it
bar.
has everything to be able to be successful. It's just that when you get there, you're not well taken care of, it's always nasty. All that popcorn and everything. I went once, I don't wanna come
Somebody
back.
needs to feedback to their headquarters, that's
And-
not a local.
And
franchise.
no, and
I'm
not
pretty sure
just
they
that,
get
but
it, they have
nobody,
terrible online reviews, like you Google them and like terrible online reviews.
and now, and not just that, but now nobody knows that there is a movie theater,
So,
right?
question, I'm sorry, maybe I'm super ignorant, but can't somebody from the city reach out to their main headquarters and say, guess what? We've advised you about, the place is dirty. There's long lines and stuff. You guys need to pull it together or maybe get another brand of movie theater in, or is that being too radical to move on something like that? I'm just curious.
I don't think the city can.
They can't have, they just have a lease and then commercial lease and that.
But the Grahams,
Can they reach out to them?
correct, and,
Is that
but the
still
Grahams,
Cobb?
right?
No, it's
No, it's-
Cinemax.
Yeah.
CMX, thank you.
Cobb had a better organization.
And if you think about it, Cinemax is in Biscayne,
And Brickell,
in Brickell,
Brickell City Center.
and is it's, you know, one of the most popular
Yeah.
movie
Yeah.
theaters. And, you know, so we have that here, but it's not exploded, you know?
Yeah, that's right, it's its own owners, yeah.
Yeah, so it's not exploded, and it's not helping us, but it's just part of the problem, right? It's not the whole
Yeah.
thing.
Well,
And I think it would be, we
Right.
work together, it could work towards something better.
if you've been in Miami Lakes as long as I've been, if you go back to the seventies, eighties and nineties, the glory roaring days of Main Street Miami Lakes, it was the place to be. Okay,
Right.
it was advertised, they were buying radio, they were buying TV, internet, online cable commercials, etc. It was really well exposed. It was a place to hang out on weekends. There's quite a few people that crowded all that. It's faded away.
Right.
It continues to fade away.
Mhm.
And I want to know somebody that holds a business on Main Street is really nice.
I remember back in even in 2004, 2003, on a Friday night, it was packed.
It was back, it was eighties through
Yeah.
2000s. or whatever.
And if you
That was
think
great.
about it,
Yeah.
right now we have, one of the good things is that the tenants that we currently have, let's call it Amazonia, La Cumbacha, the Garrisons, the pizza that they expanded. There are places that, you know, they're good places. They're, you know, the pizza is really good. Amazonia is really good. La Cumbacha is really good. So there is already a lot of more synergy to be able to attract the people.
Well, I'll give the merchants online credit. I've seen what Amazonia does, for example, on Instagram. They are constantly blasting out their business.
Correct?
And it's really the responsibility of each one of those merchants to take it upon themselves to promote their own business and attract clientele, okay?
Just
We are not gonna get that money out of the grants or any other
But
resources.
you, but here, let me tell you my perspective as business owner, I'm the owner of Chelsea, right? And we have done it every, Chelsea.
I'll tell, okay.
Yes.
Oh,
So
excellent.
we have done it, everything from scratch, paying from our package. My main advertises goes to other cities, not to Miami Lakes, because with that, with Miami Lakes, it's not enough to sustain the business. Mainly my business that is so huge, 6,000 square feet, I had to fulfill it, had to do events and stuff like that, right? And I have not feel support from the other people that benefit from our business, right? Which is the Grahams, which is the city, which is everything else, right? And in my perspective, we're doing good in the sense that we're in the corner thing, we already got a traffic. So it doesn't matter to me if Main Street really works or not, but I do see a lot of potential.
Sure.
A lot of
Yeah,
potential.
course, yeah.
And as much as other places open, they bring more people, they do their own advertising, like you're saying, Amazon and stuff like that. They're just gonna attract more people from other cities.
Yeah.
Which,
I'll be better.
which circles back to the Merchants Association, quote unquote. That entity that really nobody knows.
Yeah,
So-
the Main Street merchants.
So I would think the first thing is to get the message out that you guys are part of the Merchants Association and we'd like to meet and hear from you what your ideas are, what you need,
And
right? And then maybe we can put something together to get some support from the towns. Because he makes a valid point. I mean, if they don't get the support, you're gonna start seeing the turnover of open and close, open and close.
Yeah.
And you're already seeing it.
Yeah, exactly. We're seeing it a little bit.
and the idea is not to come complain.
No,
And everybody,
it's just a work
every
together.
merchant that we do is to come with a plan.
yeah.
I don't care what happened in the past, I don't care what they do, what they
Suggestion.
share. I just wanted to go have a plan that is executable and that we use all the resources that we have.
You got a great location.
And
though.
you know,
Yeah.
Okay,
Again, so the question is,
yes.
Let me ask you,
are there really resources in fact to be accessed? That's really the question, because we go to these merchants, right? And they come up with, not a complaint, like you said.
A plan.
Somebody's gonna run interference with the merchants before
Yes.
we meet, right? So we have a productive meeting, right? The bottom line is, what are we bringing to the table? What type of interface can we use with the town or the Grahams to actually find the resources they need? Are there really resources?
No.
If at the end of the day, we're gonna be told, I'm just throwing this out to me,
Yeah.
just to throw it out.
Mhm.
That, some guys, we don't have this in the budget, this is not part of it. Then what are we doing with the merchants? Having a meeting, talking. You see what I'm getting at?
Yeah.
Are we gonna
There is
ask them
not a
to
waste
come
of
out of
time.
their pocket to,
I mean,
I'm trying to wrap my head around the whole.
yeah.
The whole circular part of it,
From what I understand, the Main Street Merchants Group, right, which is that Graham
Right.
entity, they're the ones that get the money that the Main Street business owners, let's call them, like people like Carlos and
Right.
Beans Bakehouse, whatever. The business owners, they each pay into a marketing fund that's dependent on the square footage of their business. Right? Andrew brought up last time that the one that puts the most into the fund is the movie theater, right? Because of their size. So it's just wondering how to better use those dollars. For
The
example,
money's there.
Andrea told us that they use that money for the Cars for a Cure and one other event that goes on. Right, but the business owners, I'm sure, have questions as to like, oh, but is there other funds in there? Like, how can we use that? Does it all go to that? They just wanna have a say. So that's why I wasn't sure.
Those funds
At
be
EDC,
used
we
for
have that
something
big-
else?
Exactly.
Fresher.
Just to give them a say. Like the EDC, I just wanna work as a
Yeah.
mediator to hopefully get them together and say,
to the table.
yeah, bring you guys are here to the table. This is what we do as the EDC. We help. If you come to a working solution, awesome. If not, we're just the EDC. We're helping, but we can't
If
take
you-
over.
if you have like that art show, can I buy a glass of wine in a plastic cup and walk around Main Street? Are you allowed to do that?
Too.
So
Are you allowed to,
now,
do it? There's some law that doesn't, or
Correct.
ordinance doesn't allow it? I mean,
after
maybe,
COVID, yes. Before COVID, no. Okay, So after COVID, right now, we can sell on plastic anything.
Can we put up a big screen and watch a basketball game and then drink outside?
Correct. So,
Yeah.
so there's many things.
Or a classic
There's
movie.
many-
Yeah, I'm not saying it's wrong,
Yeah, they just wanna talk.
Buy a beer at the restaurant.
Right.
bring it- or
But
put
Main
a
Street's
bar
not gonna
on
be
the
a-
sidewalk.
It's many.
It's like
many
not
things
normal.
that can be-
It's not really.
You can watch it.
That's not normal.
With a plastic.
More than sure.
Yeah,
Is it
maybe,
illegal?
that's why, that's the talk about the grants, I don't.
Is it illegal to do that, or can I set up a bar on my sidewalk like I did in COVID and then put a big screen on the circle there and watch a game and everybody just kind of hang out?
Yeah.
I seen it in the game.
That's
Yeah,
exactly,
that's cool, actually,
that place
yeah.
where the
Yeah.
Mexican restaurant is on the corner, there's a bar.
No, the, what do you call that place they're trying to get rid of by the parking garage on?
So there's many ideas.
That's soccer games.
There's
Wow.
many ideas.
Yeah.
Giving you another example.
But I
Let's
mean,
say-
is it what, how do you get people in there? Is it the art thing is fine, and I'll buy a glass of wine and walk around and look at art.
So-
Or is it illegal? I mean, that's what I don't know.
You're gonna get busted.
Well, I
So
think,
then-
Maybe they're not allowed to sell it beyond that, maybe the lease doesn't allow it, I don't know.
Yeah, so let's give you the example, things that, ideas like what you have mentioned and have already come through the table with other merchants, right? So let's say that one of the merchants decides, okay, I'm going to take care because we're willing to put the work, put everything. Okay, I'm gonna take care of this month's event. okay?
Yeah.
We're gonna do this, we're
Yeah.
gonna, because I'm taking care of that, I am the one that puts the bar out there.
Yeah.
So we benefit from putting the bar out there. So there's, and everybody is willing to do.
Whatever
Whatever
you
it
want
is.
to put 100 high tops and everybody does your own bar. And
Yeah.
if you want to go down Mazuna, buy a
Buy it and
drink or
stuff like
whatever.
that and come back.
As I
Bring it,
said,
guys.
No, that's where we're at, that's where we came
Boss,
to.
you know, that we sit down.
This is significant.
No, it is.
It's significant.
Yeah, the only issue was we weren't sure with the town's involvement, which is why I wanted to ask
Town
them,
says-
and they kind of told me, do your own
Let's
thing.
do it.
The bureaucracy will make it tough, and Jonathan just kind of,
Every, every
it makes it
council,
tougher. So maybe we do what you're saying, Steve, we kind of do a
every
meeting
council.
between us, the ED, or the
Members
EDC,
that
the
have
merchants and the merchants
spoken.
group.
Yep.
And then we approach the town with a clear plan after the fact.
And we do it in a side room in a large
I
restaurant
like that.
over glass. wine.
I mean, literally, yeah.
but
Yeah,
that's
that's
why
what
I say,
happened.
I think it needs to be a marriage of town, our master plan, what events we want to see, what we want to.
Exactly,
But
like
we
in
need to
March,
hear from them, we need to
like,
hear from them first.
You know, the legal side, you're
We need to
talking
hear from them.
ordinances, you're talking,
What's allowed,
you're
what isn't,
talking,
what parameters?
you're talking Graham policies on Main Street, like it has to be every.
I think the first thing
everything.
is to really make that contact and have a real dialogue and not just 3 people show up from the Merchants Association. Get 15 of these guys here at a specific time. And have an open, frank discussion and say, guys, look, we want to help you, we want to participate.
Yeah.
Give me your ideas, what would you like? Based on that, we go back and say, hey, is this legal? Is there an ordinance? And keep that dialogue going.
Yeah, and try to be able to close, because the last thing that we want is something that stays on a competition like this. Right? And. I
It's
know
gonna
that
turn them off, they're gonna
every-
just think that, so.
Everybody's willing to help. My conversations with the Grahams is they're willing to do it, they wanted to do it. They are willing to do the revamping, but the businesses can no wait for the revamp, right? So then we gotta accelerate that, or at least do something before
Yeah, in the
that.
meanwhile.
The city, everybody that I have been able to support the city is, let's do it, vamos, you know, it sounds like a great idea, but nobody is actually.
Alright, so let's
Doing
do
it.
the
I think
trigger.
the art festival,
Pull the trigger.
and things related to the art festival, or like the art festival are great,
Those
it
are
just
great.
can't be. Like 2 weeks
Those are-
notice.
No.
It has to be
But it goes back to
6
his
months,
point,
a year.
it's a master
Do that every other
plan.
month, every month,
plan.
It's a
and
master
and so-
plan and it's scheduled
It's
monthly and
We're gonna schedule.
they
it,
can
we're-
plan for it, the
we're-
merchants can plan for it, we can promote it in the website
Yeah.
and whatever.
If
So-
everybody's involved, everybody will promote
I
it.
think it's a great project, man.
What about the art festivals on Main Street? I mean, they were phenomenal for so many years.
Yeah, I have a lot
No
of,
way.
I have a lot of,
They were-
little, I don't wanna keep
Great
dragging.
grew up.
I have a huge box of photos upstairs and old negatives of the 80s and 70s
Yeah.
of the town. And there are these festivals along Main Street.
They're
Probably back.
And that brings me back.
amazing.
You know, I love to post about them,
Yeah.
but we don't have that stuff anymore. So
Yeah.
it's this weird dichotomy of, hey, look what we used to do
Reinvented.
Yes.
versus
if-
what we don't do now.
Yes, if you look at the website, at the presentation that we sent, the Vanessa's, and Vanessa is our marketing company. And she's very involved as
Oh,
well.
Yes.
And she sends, she had a presentation to kind of create a plan and saying is why we are not like these other places, right? If you look at all their websites, they have the list of events, blah, 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 already for the full year. Everybody wants to even go take a picture.
What's,
Right.
what's the best performing restaurant that we have in the state, Main Street?
Say probably Cellos.
Probably challenge.
Ale House.
Yeah.
Ale House.
So, what's the difference?
I wish I could say that.
When you think of
Yeah.
restaurants,
Yeah.
you don't think of Ale House.
Yeah.
Because Ale House is,
That's not a restaurant.
it's not a restaurant, like it's in a category of its own, yeah, it's a bar, it's a bar. you know? Yeah.
Ale House, whoever, that you're attracting the most people, whether it's good or,
Yeah.
or not as good as you want it, well, at least it's the best performing.
Yeah.
So that's, what are you doing that's bringing,
We can tell you everything that we're doing.
like, parking is a benefit?
Exactly, and how we are advertising, how we putting our marketing dollars to what it has worked, what events have worked, right? We already have all the
Let's
information
focus
for
on the
ourselves.
successes that you have. I mean, they might not be great right now, but at least it's.
Yeah, so we already know the events that are actually working through the years, so it's just magnified
Yeah.
including
Yeah.
Main Street trips.
You gotta, you nailed
Yeah.
it. I'm willing to get involved.
So this leads me to the next step then, right? So we're good from the council, we know what we can do. So next step is getting this going. Only thing we gotta do then is, I guess, pick a meeting date, a location, and then get in contact with the right people, which would be the Main Street owners. And then it would be the Grams, which would be, I'm assuming through Andrea. I'm putting you in direction because she's usually right there.
Andrea.
Which is usually through Andrea. So we gotta go through
I'm gonna ask,
her.
I'm gonna ask
so
her, so, because I know it's talking about not using council chambers and council, we can do
We
whatever.
do it
we want
over
with
there.
that, but
I do it.
I was just gonna say, I think the best place to have it would probably be, I would say either Cellos, but to ask Cellos to like shut down or corner off is a big ask, because it's a big space, and believe it or not, I know it sounds ridiculous, but I think just them having to cross the street is gonna cut out like half of the people that would come. I am dead serious, people are about convenience. I would think actually the Garrison. Because Garrison's is open, it's small enough that I don't think that they would mind, like,
won't
you know,
mind.
for
They're
an
very involved.
afternoon, they're very involved, exactly.
Mhm.
And it's right there and you walk.
Send it up, man, send it up, and we go and we
You
talk to
gotta
them.
start.
You know what? I'll get with, this is a great meeting. though.
Yeah.
This is a great meeting. Yeah.
There's like a lot of
Great
meat
points.
and teeth, as they
Yeah,
say,
it-
you know.
it
it's
just
something
has
that
to
can-
happen.
Yeah.
So what date are we thinking? What date do you guys think makes sense?
I
don't wanna wait too long.
You gotta get, you gotta
Yeah, I don't wanna
We
wait too
gotta
long.
get
You gotta get, anything has to come from his.
No, it does, yeah, you're gonna, you're like the main.
Definitely
You gotta
before
vote it.
summer,
You gotta
slow.
check it.
Before summer to get.
I know for, because we have already had meetings with merchants, right, that, they're willing any day. I say, as we do not want them to come unprepared, or say we want them to come as prepared as possible, because the last thing that we want is to be this a complaint. Yeah, so I think we should kind of plan it for a month. In our case, after Cinco de Mayo, because we're bumping up for Cinco de Mayo. So any date of that, and then I make them, have everything.
Will that give us any time, should we try and use that lag time? To going back to what you mentioned about the ordinances, can we check
Well,
the ordinances on the books?
I would-
So at least when we come there, we're prepared.
I
They
would
bring up
personally like
ideas.
to bring it back upstairs to talk about. Cause again, I'm thinking it still has to be inviting council members.
Yes.
with-
But we don't need to get to that stage, it's gonna introduce the bureaucracy, then we won't.
Main Street's also private property, isn't it? So you'd have to really, I think the grounds are the key ones there.
Well, the grants are gonna be involved regardless.
Well, not just council, whatever members of staff.
No, but that's what I'm saying, if that's gonna, if all that has to be involved, because we're gonna be including you guys or members of staff or council, anything like that, then we just won't do that right now. You get what I'm saying? And we'll do that for the next step.
Then.
Does that make sense?
Would the first step not, would the first.
So the first step is to do a meeting between the Main Street business owners, the Main Street Merchants Group, which is the Graham entity, and then the EDC kind of acting as a.
As a brainstorming, listening type meeting.
What,
Right.
I would say
Yeah,
that
but I
the
think
council
not-
will not be able.
I think you're correct. We should at least not to move so slowly.
Okay,
You gotta do that, what you just mentioned, but also maybe see what's. At a macro, what could be allowed? Can you have a concert? you know, the
Yeah.
stage.
Check.
Cause you
check
have
the
alcohol, like I
regs.
said, you know, as long as you buy it from a Main Street restaurant, you know, not a contractor gonna come out and sell, you know, kegs of beer. So something that's
Right.
what's allowed right now, more or less, you know, and then we'll come up with a wish list and then come back
Okay.
to the town and say,
The
look,
ordinances, the ordinances of
this is
the.
kind of where they wanna go.
Let me know what,
Well, I'm gonna float it upstairs.
yeah, let me know what's involved.
Yeah, we'll do both.
I don't know if
Yes.
this,
I will prepare both
Yeah,
for
not
many
only
reasons,
August, but
like,
we figure this out.
exactly, because let's say we're with the mayor, right? With Manny, we're discussing everything. The ideas come flow better.
Yeah.
Because he knows what he's allowed to do and what he's not allowed to do, right?
that's why I bring up the involvement of people that just know immediately, because you don't,
Yes.
to me, this is just me. The committee can do whatever it wants. If it's businesses meeting, talking, and then presenting ideas to this entity who doesn't have time to prepare or doesn't know what to prepare for, what these businesses will bring to them, then they're not gonna be, it's gonna be dragged on, I feel.
You want to be more effective by getting that.
Yeah, doing it all in one shot. I'm just
Yeah,
worried
and
about the
so-
bureaucracy on my
so-
end, but if we can do it. I mean,
That's what I'm saying.
if we can do it
That's
and
gonna
you can,
be- I keep bringing my,
yeah, if you can bring it up. The chain, you know, within
Yeah,
within a
bring it
couple weeks,
upstairs.
because we live each other a couple weeks.
But like-
If it's in a month, that's
But I'm
Legal
just
planning.
curious, so realistically, what would council and town involvement bring to the table? I mean.
it would be like they're saying on ordinances and things like that, not
Can
amendments.
can I make a comment? So can I make a comment? The commissioner said, or the council member said, as long as they're not using council chambers, they don't care. That's what I'm reading here, right?
Yeah.
It's gotta be one person, the city attorney, that you could say, hey. What do the ordinances prohibit on Main Street? Open containers? Can they set up a bar? Can they set up a movie, an open theater,
Stage,
a stage?
you know.
So
live
we have,
music,
we go to the right guy, the technical guy,
Right.
the
Or
attorney,
like,
ordinance, whoever
music
handles that.
ordinance.
We come up with 10 questions, which are common sense questions. We get the answers in black and white, and then we get that and we meet with the group. We listen to them, right?
Mhm.
We get with the Grahams, see what the resources are. And then figure out, okay, July, August, summer is slow.
Low.
Let's bring something hot coming in summer.
And-
It's gonna cost this amount and it's within the ordinances, and then we market the hell out of it.
And everybody has to understand that this is going to be a consistency project.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Right? This is no one event thing.
And
This
but-
is,
and
one
that's why-
event is going to fail like the one that just happened,
Okay,
right?
so
Gotta be
to
consistent.
be, to manage expectation, realistic expectations, right? We basically very openly on the table, guys, this has not been done in a long time. We, discussion, blah, 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 we proposed 4 months worth of projects.
Mhm.
And then evaluate, is it working or it's not working? You know what I'm saying? And then we meet again, or we meet whatever, and you fine tune it. Because we could come up with some stuff that you implement.
Yeah.
Doesn't work,
No, yeah, for sure,
you know,
for sure.
but at least you have at least a 6 month, 5 month, 6 month, end of the year plan in place.
Yeah.
That you can look again at the end of the year in January, and say, did this work, and we can move on. you know?
And just one more thing, so for the city, right, which I think is for, in my opinion, one of the most important besides the ordinances is they already are advertising and spending money for Miami Lakes website,
Piggyback
Instagram,
them on
all
there.
of those things, they have the data of all the businesses, they have all of it. So it's just creating a plan that everybody wants to get it to implement. You know, if I knew that there was an art festival that is going to benefit.
You would have included it. you would
I would have posted, I would have invited all my customers, we would have figured something.
Yeah.
Same thing with all the businesses, which I know they're willing to.
Yeah, it just goes back to coordinating.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So with that in mind, I'm gonna coordinate a meeting with Andrea. I'll speak with her and see if we can get involved with the merchants group. And I guess start putting the feeler out with the
Yeah.
people there. And I'll do the same too with like
Yeah.
the ones that I see.
And then Jonathan checks out with the.
Yeah,
with the-
you go upstairs as soon as you can, please, Jonathan. Cause I know that it's.
Speed is a vaccine against bureaucracy.
Yeah, we're good. And with that, that's pretty much it. It was just a couple of announcements at the events tomorrow, networking social, and then the chamber luncheon is the second Wednesday of the
So
month.
date, do we have a date or not?
Are you
For
gonna
what?
you set up a subcommittee for that?
For what?
No, because we want to do this by the end of next month, so we're saying it's April.
We're the subcommittee. We're all-
Yeah, it's April 23rd. Guys, you don't want to dilly dally on this. It's April 23rd now.
Thank you, sir.
And you were saying-
Have a
I'm
couple
a
of
long-term or live election, I like where you're going. a lot.
Appreciate it.
If you need some support from me, whatever I can do,
Appreciate it.
I'm very active on social.
I'm gonna
media.
send you a text so we have our contact
Yeah,
information,
just
okay?
information, okay?
Thank you,
Yeah,
sir.
at the same time,
So-
I'll be-
So what days do you guys want to shoot for? A weekday? Weekday or weekend for this?
I appreciate it. For, the meeting, no, I'll say
Weekday?
Yeah.
And then I'm thinking the third of the, or I guess May has 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5 weeks almost. So I'm thinking the week of May 20th is the week of May 27th.
Yeah.
20th and 27th. So we must say,
The 20,
You have
the 28th, did you say?
no, the 20.
20th? Okay. So we'll shoot for May
Or
20th.
yeah,
That's good?
yeah, let's say May 20.
Send it out, send out the,
Alright.
May
That-
20.
That meeting would be what?
Let's shoot for May 20th and we'll call it the Main Street,
Main Street Merchant.
Main Street Merchants Collaboration Summit. whatever you wanna call it.
rejuvenation.
Yeah, Main Street Rejuvenation Collaboration Committee.
May 20th, right?
May 20th, yeah, we'll shoot for what, you think, 6?
Yeah.
5:30.
5:30?
Yeah, because a lot of, the ones that we wanted to attend, they're gonna get out of 5. So they should be here at 5:30.
So May 20th.
But we're not gonna do it here. We're gonna do it on the air.
Well, but figure out to like if this needs to be posted on the calendar.
So the only thing that I don't like about doing it at the Garrisons or at a restaurant or at Chella's is that I think we need some place where we.
Private and quiet.
But
Yeah,
that's the point, is asking them, because, I mean, if we have the turnout that we hope to have, we won't fit here. So,
Right.
that's the point, is
If
asking,
we- excuse me, I'm sorry, Tony. If we meet here. Then
Correct.
Then you get into the bureaucracy
No, I
of the
understand, and I'm not
sunshine
saying
and
here.
all that.
I'm saying, I don't think necessarily a restaurant itself, because then there's music, there's things, there is many.
but that's what I'm
things-
saying, is I think that the Garrison would be willing to
Close the doors.
reserve to close the doors for that.
And Monday is the best.
Correct.
The best day to
Yeah,
close.
this is the Monday.
Correct, correct.
Yeah.
Set it up, guys.
Yeah.
Set it up.
All right, cool.
May I have
Okay, motion to adjourn.
Yeah, somebody do it.
Motion to adjourn.
a second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, cool, thanks,
Good
guys.
meeting.
Appreciate it.
Thank you very much, guys, appreciate it.
Good to see you.
You guys are. No. No, did you get a copy? I did, thank you. We would call the meeting in order. Secretary, please call the roll.
Okay, meeting to order 7:05. Okay, Nancy Rogers,
Here.
Johnny Torres,
Here.
George Peña here, David Villavicencio,
Here.
Luis Lopez.
Here.
Omar Gonzalez.
Here.
Officer Amador,
On this way.
okay, and Fire Chief Mark Shavers.
No. Did you send any paperwork? No, I don't have.
Okay, we're ready.
Okay, order of business, deferrals, additions, deletions. 7A. Clarification, I wanted to make sure that Detective Nieves was gonna be here and was going to, do the wording of the cards and things like that, if she's got samples for us.
I'm sorry if I may. Are we going into that business item? Because right now we're under number 3, order of business. So are you,
Right, I didn't, I was gonna add gonna add something if 7A covered. I was gonna add something if 7A didn't cover what she was going to talk about. Because I put her on here and I wasn't sure if we would have to move it or anything. So, okay, we're good. No, we are now on,
so nobody's gonna add or delete anything?
correct.
Okay, so we're,
Okay,
Oh, no.
I have something.
Okay.
Can we address what had happened in Graham Education Center with the person that worked there? That was accused or that cannot be.
yeah,
discussed?
just make a motion to add it for, so it would be 8C. It would be the motion to add a new business item under 8C.
And what is it again? I didn't hear you.
Okay, there was an employee in the Graham Education Center.
Just,
Make a
just make like the
Make-
title and
make
then
a
we'll go
motion
into it
to,
when we get into it, yeah.
Yeah.
So make a motion. I'll
Okay, I
second.
want to make a motion to discuss what happened in Graham Education Center with one of the employees.
All right,
in the
discuss
school.
Bob Graham.
Education center.
And I'll second
Incident.
it. Yeah, I'm gonna have it down.
A second, if anybody.
I second it.
Was, okay, all in favor?
Um,
Any opposed? None opposed? Okay, we've added item 8C, Bob Graham incident. Okay, item number 4, adoption of minutes. Everybody had a chance to read them.
A motion to adopt.
Okay, your second,
I'll second.
was that you, John?
Yes.
Thank you. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion passes. Any public comments? Okay, I want to introduce y'all to Barbara Dillon. I've asked her to be here. She's the wonderful artist who did all the artwork that are on the walls down here in the halls. And I mentioned to her that we were talking about doing what had been promised a long time ago, a mural for the second fire station. And Barbara, did you say, I'm gonna let you talk, but was it my understanding that you went down there or you spoke to someone?
I went down there just to see which wall they were talking about, you know, the size.
Okay, I'm gonna,
Through the chair, then we should just open that item.
yeah,
It's not really a public comment, it's more, it has to do with your old business, so you should, at this time, you should motion to move.
okay,
7B up.
move it.
Second.
Well, somebody needs to make a motion about it.
I'll do the motion to move it up to before 7, 8.
Well, before, Six.
After
No,
5,
it
right?
would be 7B.
it would be after 5.
5.
If you want her to talk right now, right?
Yeah, so it'd be,
Oh, we could just wait.
yeah,
Do you
whichever.
wanna wait or do you wanna do it now?
Whatever works for you guys.
We only have to read the statistics basically,
Yeah.
and then.
That's what you would normally
Okay,
do.
let's, you know what, let's save it for seven B. This way you're in on, and you can report to us on what they said and we can vote and do whatever we have to do then.
So are we
Okay, so we're gonna move it to seven B. Right? Okay,
Yeah, so he's retiring his mom.
yeah, okay. Okay, we don't have any reports from the fire department, correct? 6A?
No, or police, you don't have either.
Yeah, Amador's on his way. I heard from him. So we can,
We'll come back.
table that for now.
Yeah.
Okay, 7A. Detective Nieves, please, police certification month and the status of everything that we talked about and are doing, is that what's in there?
I believe, I'll place the order for the parts.
Yeah, well, I mean, whatever we agreed on last month is what's, I mean, I don't have any update, whatever we agreed on is what was done.
So the cards were ordered and they are expected.
Yeah.
As we open the box. They're expected to be unveiled at this.
While we're waiting for those to be opened, I'm still a little confused and forgetful, the status of the lights. And we have all of them. And aren't we supposed to be, distributing them soon, or we can hold on?
You guys discussed this at last meeting that we were gonna bring into this meeting and you guys were gonna just spread, you know.
Right,
spread it between all of
that's
you.
what I understood and thought I put here. That's right. The agenda, but I wasn't 100% sure because it didn't come in yet. And I wanted to know the status of the light, so we do have.
Yes, I'm not sure how many we ordered because it was ordered based on the budget, right? And so I wasn't sure exactly how many came in, but whatever came in, we would perhaps a detail that would be just kind of passed out after the meeting and so that we can all kind of distribute.
What I would like to discuss is a definite date. When we're gonna start this. The plan, how we're going to do it, who we're gonna hand those out to. There's different events in the town that perhaps we could, be present at those. There's different ways of doing this, but I think as a committee, we need to discuss it. And,
Very well. So, you and I had talked about a couple of possibilities, but I guess now we can talk it along with the whole committee to see exactly some of the ideas that we had talked about. So, we discussed, first of all, perhaps going to some of the local businesses. The other young man who works with you, Lyle, he was gonna help us to reach out to the Economic Development Committee, but I didn't know that their last meetings were canceled. He was gonna help us to reach out to just target some specific local businesses. Absent that, we can discuss here any 2 or 3 businesses that each one of us might be able to go to. That we or that you all as residents visit, perhaps bakeries or police supplies. The Andy's Police Supply, maybe we can go around and see a couple of businesses that each one of you might have in mind. The other thing that I'm going to do is reach out to the grant company. I already spoke briefly with the head of security there, who's always very supportive, and he's going to help us to reach out to hotel staff and the apartment leasing offices as well regarding the cards. I'm going to visit HOA meetings. I have contacts at a few of them, and I'm gonna reach out to them. Most of the HOAs have a chat, so we can share the card digitally with them, and they can post it on the chat as well. Of course, to have it here at the town lobby.
Now, the last time, if I remember correctly, some of us were going to visit the various shopping centers. And I believe I mentioned that I would do, drawing a blank.
Like Patricia.
Yeah. And I'm drawing a blank on the one right near me.
We're gonna do one right across your.
Yeah.
Cypress Village.
Thank you. All I can remember was something with a C. Okay, so, is there anybody else who wants to take that on? In any of the shopping centers, or take some cards, or? How do you feel?
Which is the precise one that you were thinking of going to? You said Cypress Village?
I could do like Patricia, which is,
Vicky Bakery?
yeah, they can say, Chase Bank, all that whole strip, Barbara
Okay,
Dominico's
so
Pizza.
That, Domenico's, yeah, those are some local places. I think some smaller businesses where the locals usually go and things.
How about, I could ask my principal at my school if I could put some of these out on the counter somewhere. See if she agrees, or do you just wanna do business?
What school is that?
I'm K-8.
Oh, okay. Yeah, absolutely, if that's okay with.
Yeah, I have to ask her, I could put it, in the front counter where all the parents come in and stuff like that.
Which school is that?
Miami-Dade's K-8.
Oh,
I was thinking of targeting the, houses of worship. Elevate Church. Nancy, you had mentioned,
yeah, I'll do Elevate as well.
mhm. Okay, and then I'll just get a list of all of the churches on.
Maybe if at all possible, I'll say maybe like taking a picture and then you could forward that to our, put it on the, on our, website.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, what are you proposing? Putting
um,
these out for the congregants to pick up?
Yes,
church service?
speaking to whoever runs in charge of the
I can take some to Miami Lakes United Methodist.
oh, wonderful. Yeah, well, here we go. Great. So United, Miami Lakes United Methodist.
Mhm.
Okay, great. So yeah, we were thinking of putting out a little stack of cards together with a little blue tea light. And then it could be lit and then that, attracts the attention to the little card and then the residents of the town or from anywhere, from wherever they may can go back and support law enforcement during the month of May by doing the things on the back of the card.
Will I just pick them up tonight? Take them tonight?
If they're in agreement, absolutely, of course.
What are they in that box there? Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
And
another,
what you need to know, I think, too, Barbara, is,
Thank you.
the dates that we're going to be doing this. Right?
Oh, wait until a specific date to put them out?
Well, that's what I'm trying to
Oh,
check
okay.
in with. It's
It's for May.
It's for May, so I'm
So
guessing.
May
Yeah.
1st.
May 1st, because.
starting May, yeah.
Or
The
even-
beginning May 1st.
or right, or we talked about like a week, yeah, May 1st is what, a Friday?
It's,
We could probably start putting them out now.
May
Yeah.
1st
we
is
And
can-
people
we
could
can
just
put it
read
on
it.
Now, so people could start,
Okay.
buying a blue light.
I'll take them.
Buying their own blue light also, or, yeah, it's like.
Well, the best part in regards to the blue lights is that it's on here, light up with blue, so if people don't get the tea lights, there's candles, there's different, there's Christmas lights. And you can get them in blue.
And, just backing up a little bit, Royal Oaks, anyone can do maybe the Royal Oaks Plaza where the Winn-Dixie is out west? If not, I can try to do that. Royal Oaks, okay, so I'll hit Royal Oaks Plaza. I think.
How about you, Louis?
Because you got that, what's the one in front of Royal Oaks where the,
with the one.
where the
Latin
buffet
America,
is,
Latin America is.
that's a big one.
That's,
Where the Burger King is.
oh, there's the one,
Where the Jack Meters
what is
is.
that one called? Cause when I see Royal Oaks is the Winn-Dixie one.
Right.
And then, so the one on the, south side, near the CVS, behind the CVS, yeah, the Latin Grill, the Ventanita.
Mhm.
Who could do that one?
La Mantenita's not open yet. They haven't opened yet.
Oh,
No.
I've been there a bit,
Yeah.
which is good. So,
I can
Anyone-
try, but I cannot guarantee it.
no, that's quite all right. I mean, maybe you could.
All right, so let me get it. All right, I'm gonna do Elevate. And Cypress Village, Darwin, Lake Patricia, KH, George, United Methodist, Barbara. Royal Oaks and Winn-Dixie, I didn't,
I can try that.
Omar's gonna try.
Or I'll try to do it with you. Maybe we could do it together at some point.
Okay,
We'll get together.
no problem.
Go together.
And Latin American, Burger King, who is that? See, if they all speak Spanish, I have trouble, my Spanish is lousy. I only know the nouns.
Yeah, Brandon wants to.
Who?
Brandon.
No, brother.
Brandon.
He's not on the committee anymore. He resigned.
I can try that one too. I mean, I'm right there.
You can also, maybe go with like Neighborhood or something. I'll do that with you as well, okay?
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, because the Royal Oaks Plaza, is that where the mayor's?
Mayor
Yes.
Cafe is, yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
we'll go to that plaza and then we'll go across the street.
Okay.
How about where Puerto Rico is?
Yes, the window gate.
And the one where,
Catamana.
and the one where, the little farm store used to be, they're gonna knock down that
Oh, yeah.
7-Eleven place, whatever it was, but there's a couple businesses there. Where they used to do the car wash, or the gas station.
Sure.
I know where you mean.
60 by the youth center.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, the northwest.
I think that's it. I think we got them all.
So window gate.
Yeah.
The gentleman at the end, you guys don't live in near any of.
I can do the one, what Chipotle, so that's on my way to my house.
Okay, Chipotle, so is that,
That's the
Royal
one where
Oaks?
the Burger King is.
oh, the Burger King,
Yeah.
perfect, so you'll do the Burger King, the Latin American.
Yeah,
Burger King?
I can do that one,
Okay,
on my way to my house.
What's your name?
Wait, and then what?
Chair, let the record reflect that Officer Amador is here.
So the Casamana window gate, Robin and I will do that.
That's it. Sure, just said right now. I said it, let's do it.
I'm sorry, Casabana
Windmill Gate.
and window, wait.
Yeah, that's the same.
Place.
Yeah.
Who's doing that? Miriam and,
And I'm Officer Rondo.
oh,
Myself.
okay.
And then the one by the youth center.
Yeah, I don't know the name of that one.
Okay, but we've got to take the cards tonight
Yes.
so that we can start.
Right.
But
But each take a signatures. And, okay. And then I'll do the houses of worship. And I guess that will be a start for this year. I'll do houses of worship and then, Grand Company.
More attendance?
I wanted to also, confirm with, the committee that it's okay to. I kind of created a makeshift version that looks like this, and instead of see the back of the card, it says see below. So that it could be like digitally. I screenshot it and I send it to the HOA presidents and they can blast it on their.
The website.
So if it's okay with them, and it looks like this, one little page, and then that way we can blast it digitally. So I'll be doing that as well. HOAs. And something that someone just brought up now, 100% we have to spruce up the website, because that QR code leads everybody straight to it.
Yeah. So.
And so we want to be sure that when they do scan it, it does say something about Law Enforcement Appreciation Month, that it would be highlighted, especially now, and that there is where they're gonna get the date for the town council meeting, because as Robin suggested, we didn't put it on the paperwork so that it would be timeless. So we could reuse any leftover cards. So anyone who wants to maybe attend the council meeting would be getting that information from your section of the website. And as well as the tips, and there's some public service announcements, so the videos that I've been seeing are great.
Do we have a date on that?
May 14th,
May 14th.
Tuesday, May 14th, is that correct, Kyle? The next council meeting.
Yes, the second Tuesday of the month, Tuesday, May 14th.
Yes, that's it. So I guess we'll have to see who would like to focus, unless, I mean, I don't want to dump on aisle.
For what?
For like, just to make sure that, their section of the website that the QR code leads them to, that it highlights, that it, mentions the
initiative.
the initiative.
Okay.
Yeah, that it mentions the initiative, and that it, highlights the next, that might have that list, maybe the image of the little card.
I don't know if they can do an image, but I know we can copy and paste the text that's on there.
Yeah, copy and paste that, obviously there's no need the QR code.
No.
Yeah, so we could kind of copy and paste that little list of, the ways, but if they got there, they probably have the list, but, highlighting, what they can do to support, and highlighting the date of the next town council meeting, and maybe put an image of the car. Hopefully, once we get the car confirmed, we can put an image of the MVPD vehicle that'll be at the council meeting. And perhaps mention the proclamation.
It's gonna be for the yearly. A yearly event type thing,
We were gonna follow whatever was part of the statute, right? But however they have it, is what we were gonna follow in terms of like what the day is proclaimed as.
Yes, yes.
That was my understanding from the last meeting.
Sure, to follow that same. I guess just highlight whatever's going to be taking place during that May 14th council meeting.
Yeah, we'll update it for you guys.
Awesome. And then, just jazz up the safety tips. Yes, so I think that does it, except, is there anything else going on during the actual council meeting that was gonna be done? I think that we covered that, right?
They're gonna, did they say they were gonna do like their proclamation? And
Yeah, you guys already requested that last month and it's already been confirmed with the mayor's
It
office.
has been.
Yes.
So there'll be a proclamation, and and everyone from the public safety committee will be at that meeting, and the proclamation. And is it gonna be at 7 AM, 6:38? I'm sorry, PM?
Yeah, so it's time, the special presentations are at 6 PM.
6 PM.
They start before the actual, council meeting.
So then everybody would be in attendance at 6 PM at the town
Council chambers.
council chambers, and then if we are able to confirm the vehicle, it'll be here.
Yeah, right. Yeah, waiting for confirmation. Hopefully, she said by Thursday. So if it's good, it's good. And I'll probably figure it out. It'll probably be one of those. Drive it.
And I guess the last thing was, lighting the town hall blue.
So those are the lights that are, inside here in the hallways that you guys see. So they're gonna be, blue. I think they're already blue, but if they're not, we'll make sure that they're.
I'll make outside.
Yeah, they can do that as well.
Anything else? On there?
And the distribution of the lights. I keep
It's gonna be
talking
with,
about the cards,
it's gonna be with the cards, so,
with the cards.
Yeah.
Good.
if the business would like to put it.
And there's no charge for that. They would be saying yes, and
Then we give them the little, yeah, the little, I
just want to be clear.
as a thank you for supporting the efforts of the community to attract attention to the climate.
And we're doing that on. When is something?
The distribution, I think, well, we're gonna distribute it amongst ourselves this evening and then,
We can do it as soon as
We
possible
can-
so they can start doing it on May 1st.
maybe, so this coming weekend is already the,
28th is on
This
Sunday.
is the last weekend for
Yeah.
this month.
right, so we can begin as early as this weekend.
No.
Each member can, I suppose, use their discretion, but definitely, I think definitely this weekend, if we want those to be, you know, there.
The sooner they're aware of it, the sooner they can put it on May 1st.
On May 1st, yes. And hopefully, there will be others who see it. And contact somebody, they're gonna bother you.
She's gonna put your.
Actually, I think,
You know what?
I think it would be a good idea, if you have any questions, contact Kyle.
Yeah. Our personal cell number,
That's it.
yeah.
And anytime.
She writes those late night calls.
You can drive.
I think that covers it, right?
Anything else? Okay, now we are. Up to. Let's go back to 6B, if we can. You know who you are?
Just about.
Hello, everyone. I will give you some quick stats updates here. So year to date, for homicide, we are at 0. We had 4 last year. Robberies, unfortunately, we're at 3. We had 0 last year. But that's very rare also to have such small amount of robberies. So whatever happened last year was 0. Auto thefts, 28, we were at 24. Commercial burglaries were at 2, we were at 3, and residential burglaries were at 4, just the same. The robberies have gone up. But again, to have 0, almost to be at the middle of the year is very difficult. I think that was more of a fluke. It happens. Okay. Shoot.
I'm gonna stand. Just.
No, I'm just gonna go with that. Anybody got any questions? Okay, so now we can go on to 7B.
That's me.
Yes. Do you have a copy of the agenda?
I don't,
Do you want one? Don't we have it?
I don't really need one, I don't think, so, thank you. Mainly I'm here, I'm just to ask a few questions. Nancy called me,
Excuse me, Barbara. Officer Amador, Barbara Barron. She did all the paintings that are in the hallway. And I've asked her to come and she went over to the fire station. And she's gonna speak about the mural.
yeah, because Nancy mentioned that they wanted to have a mural fire station, so
I went over there and I took a picture of what, where they want it. And I don't know if you're aware where they wanted it as you walk in the front door, where that red, where the flag is. It's, that space is approximately 8 feet high by about 7 feet wide. And then it goes past the door and a tiny bit on the other side of the door. But they're not locked into that space. It can go up in the ceiling or around the corner or whatever, you know, seems to work. But that's the space, so it's not huge. But I spoke with Chief Dan Boleen. He was the B shift chief, I guess there are 3 altogether, and asked him if they had any thoughts on what they wanted to see, and he mentioned a few things, like including the Indian Mound, Town Hall, Miami Lakes Old and New, cows, but they didn't really want cows, they wanted bulls. With a macho aspect of it. And of course, we can't have bulls in Dairyland, but that's anyway, so there's Dairyland in there too. And he also mentioned a round table because their dining hall has a rickety table for meals and they want to build their own that's substantial and they want it to be round. He's going to help build it round, you know, so that everybody's equal for inclusivity and take off on the nights of the round table. So there's that aspect that could be thrown into it too. I thought would be interesting graphically. But I don't normally do murals. I may not be the person for this job. Normally I deal with oil paintings and they're highly detailed. Mural wouldn't scream for that. It would be overkill. So I just was looking to see if you guys had any thoughts on what you'd want to see there, and then perhaps I could make a sketch or something for consideration. And you can decide what's in your budget. So, you know, we'd have to talk about that. It would more than likely need to be painted with acrylics, something like that, as opposed to oil paintings. Generally, that's what's used for murals. But have any of you considered what you think might be appropriate for a mural? Because I'm taking notes. In my personal opinion, you know, throwing a whole bunch of stuff up there is just kind of messy. So it would be 1 or 2 things of emphasis, a larger look to it, and then maybe the other things just as background. I mean, if you're wanting it to be like a montage, which is what he was talking about, what Chief Boling was talking about. But you probably haven't even thought about it yet, so I don't know. Have you? Anybody?
Would we be able, and maybe Al, you'd be able to help out with this. So by way of background, I worked for the fire department also. And I know Station 1 has been around longer, since the 70s. That one is, I'd say, maybe 15 years or so. So where I'm going with this is, how do we go about, and maybe I could even look into that as far as maybe a mural, maybe a collage, I'm sorry, of pictures, of old pictures, what the station used to be like. I mean, something obviously public safety related, I think. I mean, that's what we stand for, our committee. Collage of pictures, something like that, I'm thinking, like you said, before and after, or what?
Do you have access to the material?
Would we, I don't know what
We
the
have
town,
some old photos, but I don't know that they're specific to the fire station. But we do have old photos of like when Miami Lakes was incorporated and the Civic Association.
right, something, you know, even
you guys, like,
maybe,
follow
even
us-
like the, I don't know, maybe like the layout of what the station was in the 70s.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't know if we have specific to like the fire station, but we do have old photos on file of like, you know, the town.
Mhm.
Of events of the Civic Association of when it was incorporated, of the old council. I'm sure in that there's probably a picture, but I don't know that I've seen it.
If you want to go photographically, we could do it digitally on the computer and then generate, you know, an adhesive vinyl like we've been putting on the utility boxes, the 5 that my paintings are on those boxes. We could do a photo montage and then apply it to the wall as opposed to hand painting something up there. That's an option.
But that, I mean, if I may, I think that's a question for you guys to ask the fire. Right, because if they're the ones, because originally you guys approached them with a mural. So now if you're changing that, obviously, you guys would have to have a talk with them to see if that's something they would want.
Barbara, I'm just gonna ask. When you were there, did you get the feeling that they were enthusiastic about it?
Only spoke to the chief.
And what did
One
you
other
think
guy
of
let
James?
me in and then disappeared. He was enthusiastic. Yeah. Yeah, he was saying, you know, here's the place, the flag will come down, and you can paint it with whatever color, and you can even go over onto this wall. The only thing that has to stay is the, bathroom, male and female sign. You can even paint over he was excited about it. Yeah.
And what did you say his name was?
Dan Boline.
B-O-L-I-N-E.
Daniel Boline.
B-O-L-I or E-N?
Boline.
That's what I remember.
That on his shirt.
That's what I remember. Okay.
Boline.
Boline, yes.
Yeah. So,
But I mean, he didn't say it needed to be colors or whatever. He didn't get into that, but they were excited about having something there. They put the flag up. I guess before that, they had some theater prop there. He laughed about that, and they have something on the window of the door, but it was done so that you can see through it. It's digitally done, but it's got like a stylized bull's head with
Right,
like
mhm.
a shield kind of banner around it.
Like the station logo. that's
Right.
what we call it.
Okay, is that what you're using? They're using?
Right,
Are
So I'm
you
thinking about
familiar
with-
With that
with-
station too?
yeah, as a matter of fact, I was just there a couple of days ago.
Okay, okay.
so Darwin, I'm gonna interrupt and ask if you would like to be a committee of one and work with Barbara and
Yeah. I'm thinking also.
communication wise, and she's got the other half covered with what can be done and mentioning photographs. She's already spoken to people and been there and has an idea of the space. And I think the two of you working together would be super. And I'm totally.
You guys have your, correct me if I'm wrong, the town, I'm saying much like APD, but isn't there their own patch?
Yes.
Maybe do
Nice.
some patch for
Yeah,
the police
like
and
you go
then,
bounce on ideas like about your patch. do
right, and
this.
then maybe incorporate into the station logo.
Yeah,
I would be both stations, because again, we have two, town emanates station 1 and station
Yeah,
64.
but one already had, or wait,
No, but I'm just,
one's
I mean,
already
it's a pretty
done.
big space.
How about their logo, a
Right.
big, just, they're a big, whatever it is, a bull's head or whatever it is.
I mean, I think definitely this has to go in as somewhere.
Yeah.
This has to be it small or something.
Yeah,
That's
of
the-
course.
Pointing to the committee.
Right, meaning, yeah, it's us, we're the ones who,
Well, yeah.
so this obviously, I don't know, donated by whatever, however we wanna word it. So-
If I may, because just to help you guys move forward with this initiative, so I know Darwin, as you see on the agenda, Darwin's name is next to it anyways, because I know you've been working on that. So to continue, I think you guys need to highlight next steps. So obviously, you working with Barbara and I guess figuring out what designs maybe the station is interested in and what type, what style. I would
And
say.
what would be most practical in your opinion? Photographic, I'm assuming something, I mean, we're not trying to,
Well, if you're
thank you, Peter.
trying to bring in a lot of history and make a montage, that would be the easiest approach. As opposed to, I mean, even if it were gonna be painted there, it would have to be generated. For something to be copied, or projected and put up there. You can't just like make it up as you go, you have to have reference
Of
materials.
course.
So there's that approach, probably the least time consuming would be to print it out digitally and apply it to the wall, like wallpaper. It'll be adhesive vinyl, like they wrap buses and things, sorry. Other than that, it would be something more simplified, but graphic and colorful that would be painted on. I mean, you can get color obviously with digital, but it's a color process. So you've got black, cyan, magenta, and yellow, and whatever those limitations are, which is what you'd see in a magazine and anything else. As opposed to painting, some of those colors can be brighter than process reproductions. But either way could be successful, just nailing down what kind of imagery you want up there.
And the digital would be cheaper as opposed to the painting? Which is more economical?
Well, I don't know what they would charge to make it. When they made the wraps for the utility boxes, I didn't see what they were charging for that. So that'd have to be explored, but I mean, it's withheld, the elements, and this isn't even gonna be outside, so I think it would last.
So yeah, I guess you discuss with the station to see if that's an option they want to explore, because it wouldn't be a mural, it would be something else, and I guess they would have to agree with that. And secondly, I want to urge you guys to make sure as a committee you agree on this, because I think there was talks last meeting, from my understanding, that you guys were not looking to spend too much money on this or any money at all, so I think it's appropriate for you guys to make a motion, or at least agree that, hey, we do want to spend a certain amount, because if that's the case, one, I don't know if it's enough with your budget, and two, if it's not, then you have to leave it to go to council. So just things to think about, because if you guys as a committee don't even want to put any money into this, then you're doing all this legwork for nothing.
Well, I'm gonna see about, we're going to discuss, where am I? 8A rather. Down there, 8A. When we do that, we might have more money for this project. I know we've got the cart out of the horse right now, but, you know, we will, plan for me is to lessen some of the cost of the breakfast and do something with the venue, change venue, and, put some of the money we save towards this project. So two birds with one, not two birds with one stone, but put money for both items in better perspective for what we want to be able to do. I'm not making any sense because I can't really talk about it yet, we're not there. But I like Barbara's ideas. I think it definitely takes a bit more questions to be answered.
I mean, if you're gonna wanna do a photo montage, that'd be something somebody would have to provide to me. Cause I don't have access to them.
Yeah, we would be able to provide photos. We do have photos that we've scanned in like high resolution that we have of like older times.
And then I would need, 2 or 3 that we would want to be prominent. Because, I mean, if they're all the same, then it's, kind of boring to look at because it's just blah. So you've got to have something be a focal point. So those would have to be determined, and then the rest I can work in. That makes sense?
Yeah.
So I just want to be clear before we move to the next item, what is the next step for the committee, right? And this is just to make sure that we have an update for next meeting.
Well, do we want to decide on painting what, refresh my memory, here we go again, is the, fire department thinking about? What did they get excited about? Photographs or?
I didn't discuss photographs with Chief
I see.
Feinline.
Okay, so we're still in the talking stages here, and if we can provide some, and, they take their own pictures and might want some of them in there, but I like the idea of the photographs.
Maybe the motion could be something to the effect of Darwin meeting one-on-one with her and coming up with some more specific ideas
Yeah, we gotta be
regarding
more
how to move
specific.
forward and to verify if the fire department is willing to or accept the vinyl as an option so that they can have that other type of montage collage.
Yeah, so just meet with them and present the different options. See what they say.
And the fire people.
I guess we'll be working together.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Okay,
So,
so-
Chief Line said that he's just one of three, and so that
Right.
we would need to be talking to all three. But I haven't met them. I haven't met them.
Perhaps the two of you can meet to come up with at least 5 ideas to present to the three.
I
ones
think,
there.
yeah, I think so. Basically, all stations have, yes, Chief Bowline is he's the battalion chief for pretty much, I think it's four or five stations. Probably the station captain is the one that ultimately, it's technically that's the station is assigned to him or her.
Okay,
So that's, and that I can definitely see what ship the station captain is assigned to, and then through him or her, then they'll reach out to the other. And yeah, definitely like Detective Neves said, have a couple of options where, hey, this is what we'd like to do for the respective station, and these are the options, and what would you guys like? This is something we're doing for them.
I'd like to hear a motion
That-
involving Darwin, Barbara, Detective Neves, ideas. We do have to be included. Just.
Got a lot of
Yeah.
I know, I don't want to leave you out, if you would like to be included.
No, I appreciate the offer. I love my fire people. But yes, I'm down a few hundred reports, so.
Okay,
I think it's, yeah.
Have to be like
Okay,
it.
I think you two would be yes. So we need a motion
I'll make the
to
motion to,
have a committee of two.
Subcommittee, I guess.
Omar?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Say it. Make it motion
to have the committee, the two people,
to look into.
well, yeah.
All in favor?
Wait,
Well,
somebody's got a
yeah,
second.
If I can help you guys don't have to make a motion for this.
Oh, so even
Because
better.
this is just an item that you have been working on and you're just outlining next steps. You're not approving anything just yet. The idea, and just so we're clear, the idea is that Darwin is gonna work with Barbara and present their ideas to the fire station contacts. And he's gonna bring back whatever they say. Yes, we do wanna move forward with your idea, or no, this is what we wanna set, right? Darwin?
Yes.
Did I say that?
Yes, ma'am.
And,
And again, I know you guys probably don't wanna talk about this right now, but money is
I'm getting there.
important, because if not, you're having him do all this work.
No, no, no. I'm gonna bring that up when I get to talk about, 8A
8A.
and I.
Do you
I
wanna
don't know
move
what
to
that I
8A?
is, I didn't type that I.
No, you had put, bullet points under the item,
Yeah.
so those are the same.
Okay.
It all pertains to the same item.
It's how the machine works, right? I know. But anyway, we will get to that and cover the rest of the, fire department, issue.
So I retire my motion.
Yeah,
I'm
stop
sorry?
the motions, you gotta retire them, bro.
I have like, no more motion.
So then go to 7C, so then we could go to 8A.
Okay, this coins quote thing, I wasn't able to get anything because I just didn't get it. It keeps going back and forth, and then there's the sizes, and then there's different things or whatever, and we have to make up our minds specifically what we want to do about coins. Right now,
But I thought we had decided the last meeting, the specifics of everything when it came to the points.
Yeah, you guys had decided. You
right,
guys were
but-
supposed to bring a quote to this meeting, just to approve.
right, but I had trouble getting the votes. So, we're going to have to, table that for next month. I'm sorry.
Okay.
But everything else is still the same, the design and everything's still good. We just need the quote, right?
Right, we decided on one coin.
Okay.
Okay.
So everything's status quo, we just need
Yeah,
the quote. Now we're getting to your favorite one, 8A.
Yeah. Anything. It's become very expensive when we do it at the, different locations where we've done it before. And, I saw an event, somebody, I think it might have been, Chamber of Commerce or somebody, I'll be telling me, where they had the, maybe it was cultural affairs with the pink tablecloths or whatever in Chambers. And what I'm thinking of doing is that takes up our whole budget. And there's an awful lot of strangers that attend that event. I don't want to go any further with being specific about the strangers. So what I wanted to do was have a discussion with you guys about still continuing with police and fire, but limiting it, and by the same token, making it a little bit smaller by having it at town chambers. Go ahead, yes, please.
I have a lot to say about that.
Oh, please, I know, and I know what you're gonna say. So say. it.
Thank you. So in regards to that and the price and just so many other things that have been talked about. Every month mostly at 6 p.m. in the council chambers, they have presentations. It's nice, it's very streamlined. I'm thinking that for police and fire, guys, you guys are this is the winner, this is the winner. Bring whatever, that person's gonna bring their family most likely. And then, maybe the rest of the station for fire wants to come out, maybe they don't, maybe they can, maybe they can't. But at least that person is gonna have their time. Same thing for police. Person, you won, family, no family, whatever they decide, but their time is there. You guys can present it to them there with the council. The council, I think, is gonna like that because it's another presentation that's gonna look like it's coming from the town, and obviously it's gonna come from this committee, but it's gonna come from the town. It's gonna be more, in that sense, I think it's gonna be more attended. Obviously, because you have them there, you're bringing the venue to them, to the council. We have a council mayor, plus all the other people that come to the meetings, and then that'll bring some sort of awareness to the committee itself, because right, we have these events on a Saturday where, yeah, there's people there, but it's us, right? It's our groups, and then nobody knows that these things are going on. There's, oh, wow, public safety committee, they give this presentation, I think it opens up a lot of boxes. And the most you're gonna spend is on the plaque. And then if you want to give them a gift card or something, you're not gonna spend any more money. There's nothing else to spend on, because you're not giving them, anything. And then,
Are you talking about getting rid of the breakfast?
yeah, I'm saying.
It's not so much the money for the breakfast that I'm concerned about, it's that, well, to a degree, I kind of am, because the amount has gone up at the venue that we were using. It's gone up quite high. And to be honest with you, it's not a personal thing anymore. It's so impersonal because of the amount of people and the kids and the whole family. I don't know who's who, I barely know. I'm lucky enough to remember the police, but the fire person, I don't remember from out in South Gap. So that's.
I have an idea.
Well, let me just back up to what I was saying, that one day there was an event that Cultural Affairs did in Town Hall with, what was it, something like 20 tables, I think they might have had.
It's less than that.
Less than that besides. 20 tables, beautiful tablecloths, a nice meal, and it was a little more personal because we were a smaller group. And we could consider that, or consider what Darwin is saying, but I think that larger venue that we've been using, that's a lot of money, and we don't get a lot of money from the council. Oh, and the best part that Officer Amador doesn't want to mention, I think, is that it's on a weekend when most of these officers want to be with their families. And it's not a personal thing anymore because it is so big, where we have been having it. It's on a weekend or a day off or whatever, and they, I don't know that it's that appreciated. Am I saying it right?
Yeah,
help me
no,
out here.
and it is appreciated because, we come out and
Wonderful.
obviously this is a great thing that the committee does. But to that point, yes, it's on a weekend, it's on a Saturday, a lot of times it's okay. We appreciate it, so we're gonna go. But I have other things that I needed to be doing, or a lot of times we talk about, okay, we're gonna do the breakfast. Yeah, we're gonna see each other real quick, but I have to go because I have to do this or that. And a lot of us have young kids that are on the same boat, you know, the practice of this, the practice of that. So then some people are like, oh my God, I can't go because I have, you know, it's at the same time. So
Softball.
you run into all these things where, you know,
You're
having
not
like,
enjoying it, you're not appreciating as much because you're watching your watch.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of thing. I think we need to revamp some of the things that we've been doing with the money and, you know, budget's coming up again soon where we have to ask for money again. So we've got to make some decisions. And I think that right now, we've still got the $4,800 for the breakfast, but if we don't do it this year, then we can plan a little bit better for next
We don't want to give money back.
year. That's my point, and I will figure out a way to spend that money. If I have to go, I'll go buy tchotchkes. Yes, ma'am, please help.
Oh, no, I just wanted to highlight because you said you have 4,800 for the breakfast, so just keep in mind that's not what the appropriations. Line. There is a copy of the budget for all of you, as there is every agenda, so please review it. I mean, you could essentially spend the 4,800 on the breakfast, but I'll remind you that you guys have already agreed to spend on educational materials. And line item for breakfast is only funded at $4,000.
So what I was gonna suggest is, just to piggyback off what Robin said. Have, you know, whatever. Officer of the year, firefighter of the year, whatever. Here at the, you know, council chambers. Present them with a gift certificate or something, so, I don't know, restaurant or cops are always gonna like stuff from Lou's and similar to what I was able to
Put
get,
some
like,
money towards that.
and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice
We
flag.
could still do the, we
a nicer
could do
flag.
flags.
Yeah, nice
you get a
flag.
nicer flag, yeah.
Like regular gift certificates, since there's no prize
That's
to
what I'm
give
saying,
away.
the gift certificate and a nice plaque, both of those
Boom, right there.
nice, I think would mean more.
And
My only
we'll all be
concern-
there and present them with that.
My only concern with that is, and I'm on board with that, but being devil's advocate, how's the rest of the guys gonna take it? Cause I mean, they do show up for breakfast.
No, the winner is the winner. The rest.
No, but I mean, the
is-
rest of the guys, I mean, they gotta feel a little appreciated with the breakfast to get together, but maybe not, I don't
I
know.
don't think.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's like we're just signaling two guys
It's a
out.
little
and
bit-
the
Yeah, you're singling two out for appreciation.
Yeah, and then the rest
others
of the
goes-
departments.
As the expression goes, top liver.
Or here's the thing we can do, instead of having a breakfast, we can send some food over to the station on a certain day. You know, it'll be cheaper than renting a hall and all that, and we could show appreciation that way. Lunch today's on the Public Safety Committee and we send over, I don't know, pizza, whatever we decide to send, one to the fire stations and one to the PD.
That's a
And
great
then also-
point. A lot of people
And then
do
also
that.
do what he says, like, do the awards here, take that out of the way, and then do the, like you said. like,
I think we can do both.
And invite ourselves over to the party.
Yeah, we can go over and eat chips and okay, let me try to try the pizza.
That way the guys, you know,
Okay, what
you're
time is
sending
it?
something and they feel like, hey, they appreciate us, and instead of just signaling two guys out.
That's true.
It's gonna be a lot cheaper and.
Yeah.
And you're gonna.
Right. I would like to see us think about this, everybody get an idea in their head. If you decide, hey, we could do it at such and such a place or do this, come up with something. Is it okay to come back with ideas on this
What do you
next
mean by
month,
such
or
and
we
such
don't
a-
have enough time?
What do you mean by such and such a place, location?
No, just specifics about how you want to
Different
do it.
scenarios.
where.
Yeah, well, I kind of think we all
Our
agree with
place or
what.
theirs.
That's really up
So-
to you guys either.
No, but I'm saying, have we got enough time for that?
It depends when you guys want to do it. I mean, I don't.
Well, we usually do it.
Right.
In May.
Yeah, the appreciation month would
Well,
be
May
nice.
is in a week.
But yeah, forget May.
So yeah, it depends on you guys when you want to do it and it depends on you guys. Like if any of you are ready to make a motion that this is what you want to do, then you can make the motion. If you want to table it, then you can table it. I will just remind you, there's a lot of items you guys keep tabling and aren't actually deciding on, so it doesn't help you guys move anything on. So that's just something for you guys.
And May's next week, so I mean, I think if we're all on board with that, we can make a motion to do it that way.
Well,
And then,
how, okay, and I
I
think,
mean, if you want, I'm sorry, you can make the motion and if there's a second, then you guys vote on it or either
Okay,
it passes or
May-
it dies.
May being appreciation month. Right? Let's decide something tonight. And hopefully we can
We can do it even the last
We
week of
can do
May.
it at the end of
Yeah.
May.
The last
Okay,
week of
because
May.
then you've got to decide on people to award. We got to get plaques made. We've
Yeah,
got a little bit of
14
work to do.
May 14 is the next council meeting. I don't know. I think that's pretty, would, in a sense.
So I might go into
Or
June.
probably for even design, right, for the plaques, I think. But
You
and then the
guys
next
were
one's
doing the
11.
end of the fiscal year, you were not doing May,
I know.
you were doing like
August,
August.
September.
Well,
That's why-
before we used to do it in September, but then we decided to move it to May, and last year we did it in May, I don't know why.
Well, because May is.
Appreciate
So,
it.
national,
You guys
okay,
moved it because of the concern that you didn't know how much money was.
Tony, we were gonna have a
Yeah,
game
we were having to hold on to that money
for the last minute,
to exactly, to the end of the fiscal year.
so we can move it to
So,
July,
so
and
that or
we have time for the.
well, here's,
And then next year, move
Yeah.
it.
here's, I mean, I don't know, here's
Don't apologize.
September. And somehow related to 9/11 appreciation for public safety, police and fire.
Okay. Right, yeah.
And that buys us a little buffer, September, I mean.
And even if we do that just this year,
Yeah, you want
because
to
we
do next year,
are
May,
changing,
next year,
and
May.
if
you
it doesn't
have
go
more
over
time.
well, next year we say, hey, we're going back to May.
And if anything, if you think about it, then
That's-
we'll
that's
be
a
more financially sound because we'll see, we need to waste that before October first.
Yeah.
I'm
And
sorry,
if
before
you think-
September 30th.
September 11 is on a Wednesday, so we can actually do to have that day.
Well, I'm full of good
Okay.
ideas today, aren't I?
So, you know.
Good,
Well, I'll
right?
use them all up tonight.
That's it.
Write
So-
it down for our.
So,
secretary.
Nancy,
I'm
we
burning.
can make a motion as to what exactly
Wait a
we're
minute.
gonna do.
Make a motion so we can have this discussion. 'cause
No. Make a motions to exactly how we wanna do it and the month. And then the only thing we're waiting on are the nominees for Officer and Fireman of the Year and the plaque to be made. And what we're gonna send them as far as food,
Yeah.
pizzas.
We asked them what you guys want, you want cafecito with Cuban sandwiches, you want pizza?
No, I'm talking about making a motion to,
You guys can just make the motion and then can edit if needed, or vote on it, you don't have to.
Let's-
So I-
well, no,
Let's
I'm
make
trying
a
to like come up with the
motion
motion.
All right, let's make a motion to.
I'm gonna have your.
Yeah, so happen.
I'm getting
So
choked up
so
over
we're-
this
we-
topic.
We've got the cart before the horse once again with the discussion, so we need a motion first, so we can have the discussion, how we're gonna go about it.
No, I don't think we need a motion for the discussion.
to
It's
vote
on
it.
the,
We
it's on
need
the
to
item.
vote on it,
It's an item to discuss.
But you gotta vote on it, babe, and there's a process.
Yeah, but we don't need a motion to discuss it. What I'm saying is we'll
You
make a,
just make the motion.
right,
And
That's
then
what
the
I'm
discussion
asking
comes
for.
after.
right.
That's what I'm asking,
Okay.
that much I.
I thought since it's listed here, we can discuss it.
You can, but the proper way to do it is you make a
You make a
motion,
motion.
like when we're talking about this
Motion,
item, whoever
second
put it
discussion.
should make the motion. I motion, and that's your suggestion. I motion that we just do plaques instead this year.
I
No
would
plaques.
to have the
breakfast in Georgia.
The event.
Yeah,
don't even
I
say
think we need a
breakfast.
motion.
Just say
You guys
event.
don't follow that.
Just say event. Don't even say breakfast.
That is-
Okay, I got you.
We do follow
Go.
that item. All right,
Make the
So-
motion to have the event in September.
in September, okay, and that's, police and fire appreciation, we're still calling it that, go ahead.
The event? Okay, so I guess.
Yeah, because we said no, because we said breakfast, but what if we don't?
Yeah, it just have to be a breakfast, if they want a lunch or a dinner.
Appreciation event.
An appreciation.
And I'll go ahead and second.
September. Second. All in favor? Of making it in September. Okay,
So you're just having appreciation in September.
Yes,
appreciations.
You haven't outlined what exactly.
yes,
Not yet.
correct.
Okay, now, I'd like to have a quick discussion in relation to, okay, we want to do that. How do we want to do that? That's what I would like to just get on the books right now. We're gonna do the presentation, like you said, for the council meeting.
Yeah, Office of the Year and Fireman of the Year before the town council.
presented by the committee and the council. They're gonna jump in. for
Right,
sure.
yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
But you're talking about the meeting before the council meeting.
The special presentations.
Yeah, the one they do before the meeting. starts. Okay, whatever they call it.
And we tell them, bring your own.
So we
Then
can,
what?
we can do flat and cards or things to a restaurant.
So I'll tell you something that AT&T does. They've come out and they'll have the person sign up for something or, you know, even an email, not necessarily to get a phone. And then they'll give the officer, a little,
Voucher?
not even like,
A ticket
a
for,
ticket.
to redeem for.
Little tiny
food
ticket.
truck.
And then they go to the food truck that's out there.
Yeah.
And the food truck already has them, you know, you decide from this and that,
Quite a few
and
options
then
for them.
they pay, AT&T pays them later for the amount at the end. So that's something that, you know, I'm sure the food truck will. give,
Do they have a truck fee? Basically.
They bring a food truck.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So we
the last time was like a taco thing, little taco things.
When the time comes a little bit closer, we can.
I would
Well, that's
suggest you guys
May.
move on
This
this.
is May.
Well, no, you do have time, but I'm saying, don't let it be like, oh, we'll talk about it next meeting, we'll just, because.
No, we gotta
you
make
got-
arrangements and,
Yeah, things get booked out
to
too.
nail down your dates. So when, all right, the next council meeting,
No, not the next,
It'll be
September.
One in September.
September.
next council meeting in the month that we want to do this, we got a date for that yet. Approximately.
No, you guys just agreed that September, you're gonna get.
He's asking if you have a date already in September.
The
It's
council
the
meeting
second
in September,
Tuesday of the month.
Second Tuesday.
on the 10th.
Should be on the 10th.
Yes, September 10th.
Okay.
The easiest thing has always been Italian catering, how many people, 50 people, a thing of pasta. Thank you very much. A lot of people do that. And it's simple and I don't think it's very, very, very expensive, you know? It's a very simple thing and you attach your big, beautiful logo of public safety, boom on it and everybody's gonna be very appreciative to that. And you know what, also, what we mentioned is more people are gonna actually take advantage of it. Because the breakfast is those people, this is gonna be everybody. And then same thing for the fire station, whatever, the whole fire station is gonna take it.
Yeah.
So more people are actually gonna be involved.
Okay, so. We have that in a motion. We have a second.
Yes, I second
You did. Okay, all in favor?
it.
Any opposed? Motion passes. We're gonna know if you write that out in English for me.
Sure. Clear as mud.
All right, where are we?
8B. Update the mission
Mission
statement.
statement. I found. Been told that we need to, update it.
I don't think, Nancy, I wanna make sure, cause I think this is the first time that it's on the agenda, so you're the one bringing this up.
Yeah, I know, because I've been told that we need to update
By
it, or
who?
I don't recall who it was, but I've had people in my ear, and to me, it's something that right now we've got enough on our plates.
But to be clear, I don't think that this is like a town staff, that's probably a suggestion from either committee members or volunteers or something.
So,
They can force you to change your.
I make a motion
That's.
to
that's
take
totally
it off the agenda.
I second the motion.
Through the chair,
The fastest thing we ever did.
I wanna talk about some trinkets, but I don't know if that's something to be added to the
Oh,
agenda. or-
you never had a chance because you weren't here, so. Can we just take care of 8C? Which one of you has to go first? You have to go home?
No,
No.
You have to get home. All right, can we just let Johnny do 8C real quick?
Okay, I wanna.
That was it. Oh, by the way, Officer Amador, I don't know if you were here when we added it. Do you know what it's even about?
It's about the employee on background, so if you
Okay, okay.
Okay? And then, we will get to your report, please.
So I want to bring up, I don't know if all of you guys are aware, but at Graham Elementary School, they arrested one of the IT guy. And supposedly he was accused of 7 count of misconduct with girls between, I think it was 5th grade and over. It came out in the news and everything. Unfortunately, the guy, after he was released, he took his life. But then I see it like my daughter going to that school. She's in 2nd grade. So this is kind of personal for me because you see that guy every day at school, and the last thing you're gonna think is something like that. But then you go into I love Miami Lakes, and Facebook, and you see all these stories about girls that used to be in that school 10, 12, 14 years ago. They actually make a complaint about this guy and nothing was done. And then a name that keep coming up is the assistant principal, Jesus Mesa. They actually went and talked to him, and all he did was like, oh, just ignore him or don't come in contact with them, with the guy, but nothing was done. But then this came out to the public, and that guy is still there. So my concern is, if he's an assistant principal, his main job is the security for the kids and nobody else. If there's any way that that person can be, because now they're saying like, oh, because the guy's no longer with us, it's kind of like, we don't have to deal with it anymore. So, well, for me, it's different because my daughter goes there, and if assistant principal completely ignore this for years to come, like 10, 12 years, 14, what making think that if something like this come up again, he's gonna address it and not gonna be like, oh no, just ignore the person. I don't know how to proceed with something like this.
I think as a public safety committee, it's not what we do. By the same token, I'm horrified at what you just said. And the other thing is, I think this is something that should, parents in Miami Lakes or whose children go to any of those affected schools should go to the school board. I think that's where you have to go. And if this is an election year and whatever, for sure, go to those meetings, speak up. If as a public safety committee, one of the members here wanted to go to one of those meetings, you would have to do it as a private citizen or a parent,
As a parent.
not as a member of this public safety committee, because gosh, I hate the expression, it doesn't involve this committee. It involves us as parents, grandparents, people who care about kids.
Well, my concern is like to bring awareness also because a lot of this kid, like when you read the stories, a lot of this kid was like kind of brushed off, like, oh no, they're making it up, or no, it's a clown, a little girl that they just want to put something in their ear. And then you see this like 7 cases and there's supposedly more to come. Like, I don't know how much of the investigation is gonna keep going based on the person no longer here. But it's like I say, like, those are 7 kids that actually came forward and said like, oh, this is going on. So I don't know if we can create like an awareness for the kids, like do something to like, look, this is how it goes. If something happened, you need to, you know,
I think
voice
the
your.
parents, again, as a public safety committee in Miami Lakes, and what we are supposed to do, and that's technically a legal matter. However it starts or ends, it's a police matter, but we're not police officers here. But I'm not saying I'm against any type of action, but as a parent, I would go to the school board. I would take the PTA group of people from that school and others and encourage them to all meet somewhere and go to if there's charges to be done, the state attorney's office, something like that, or otherwise the PTA, and let them go to the school board. And those people are elected.
What you said, I was gonna say exactly that, and that when you have something that's so high level, for instance, you're saying maybe something with assistant principal, it's like everywhere else, you wanna take it to a higher level, so you wanna take it to the school board. Have all the parents that are concerned, everybody say, look, we're gonna go to the next school board, meeting, like a council meeting, and we're all gonna show up and we're all gonna voice.
So let me ask you, the council meeting that they do here, I can actually go into that and bring it up and do a concern, or I can, do something?
As a
As
resident,
a
you're
resident.
welcome,
As a
you're welcome to give public comments on anything.
Okay.
You wish, as long as obviously certain rules, like you keep it, you know,
Right.
no curse word, like you're not.
Yeah, but like,
The big,
bring it up so it can be,
you can bring up anything that,
because I
you're
know for a
concerned
fact I'm
about.
not the only one concerned that this guy, all of the complaints was made to him, and he kind of like ignored
I
it
think your
completely. He was
PTA
buddies with the guy, so he kind of like, oh no, and that's it.
PTA as a group should go before the school board. I would come, but I wouldn't be any good. I don't have.
No,
child in
yeah.
the school, I can't represent the town and this committee and that type of thing. It wouldn't be allowed. And, go ahead, George.
But as parents, you can go not only to the school board meeting, but go to the school board building and with whatever information you have and ask them to open an investigation to see if he was negligent by not following it up or whatever he did, you can
Yeah.
open up, anybody can make an investigation, a complaint. Now, whether it's true or not, it's a whole different story, but it gets the ball rolling if there was some improprieties done or not.
And it seems like the bigger problem is the last time, not this time. Because this time it was addressed as soon as it was known, but it was like last time.
No,
It
but
just went under the
if
table.
you read, there's kids, like 14 years ago, oh, this happened to me, and I went and I told this guy, and they told me like, oh, just ignore the guy.
And it was the other principal.
And it was the other principal, but this guy was there.
And like you said, if it happens again, is he gonna do the same thing?
Yeah, and there was another girl that said like, oh, this happened to me 5 years ago in the same situation. And my dad tried to call the police, and then it was because it was his word against mine, and it was kind of like, and I'm like, what?
I'll tell you something about this time. I can't talk too much about it.
Yeah, no,
But there was a great collaboration between the school board and Miami-Dade County with us. And the moment that something was even smelled,
okay.
everything went boom, 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 until what happened, which was the arrest. It was super quick.
No.
Nothing like what they're saying happened
Yeah.
before. So it looks like really now it's, all right, this was done properly. What happened last time? I think that's where we're at with this. What happened?
And if the guy dropped the ball, because he didn't do whatever steps he had to do, then he
No,
should
funny,
face some
I
consequences.
know that this time around, they actually tackle the issue right away, but then when you see all the story about, oh no, I told mess, oh, everybody, that's the same one individual, and the answer was the same way, oh, just ignore it, just ignore the guy, just don't worry about it. And I'm like, you don't tell a person, just ignore it and brush it down the rug or something like that, so.
But the complaint opens the door to look
Yeah.
into it further, and that's the stuff.
So I'm just gonna look into, go straight to, and then.
I've also heard that a lot of people are not happy because, the school, according to them, they feel that the school hasn't been very
Yeah, but
forthcoming about stuff.
I actually asked, are you guys gonna do like a meeting with all the parents, explain what's going on, if somebody needs to come forward, because that's only the people that came forward, you don't know how many other persons were involved. No
Schools
answer
should
for
be
nobody,
doing that.
no
And
answer for
if
no.
they're not, then go to the school board as a group of parents, right of us. But go to the school board. If the school's not taking care of it on scene. And I don't even know the rules. I'm just telling you how I would feel as a parent. The school's not taking care of it. Then I would still probably go to the school board. What are you gonna do about this guy? That's it. We gotta protect the kids. They don't. Okay, is there
Thank you,
anything
guys.
else? John, I'm really sorry about that. Please. Follow me.
Oh, well,
I don't have to tell you that.
no.
Okay, the appreciation breakfast. We're gonna talk about this fast. We already said we're not gonna do the restaurants and whatever, and we're gonna look into. No, I'm just finishing up here.
you guys,
Bob Graham, incident, Johnny.
Yeah.
Anything else? Anything
No, I don't.
left out? Yeah, That's what's in
So you guys have to make a motion to add a new item to your
Yes.
agenda.
well, aren't
I'll
we
do
just
the
going back to
motion.
his report? We're just going back to his report, 6B.
He already gave a report.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
not-
this would be.
Yeah, this is something to do with that.
Thing. All right,
Yeah, this-
sorry.
This would be eight D.
So one of the
Yeah.
committee members.
I'll do the motion to add.
What do we're- Item 9?
No,
Is that what
eight,
it's doing?
It would be 8D.
Eight.
8C, okay.
D.
D.
D, all right, hold on.
Okay, Johnny,
Swag or
what's the
trinkets, or I don't know what to call them, things, trinkets.
Wait, Johnny's making the, you're making the motion?
Yeah, make the
And what's the
motion
wording of what?
for the order. I'm just gonna talk about the special need advisory board.
No, that's.
I don't know.
I don't drink.
So what is it, toys?
Yeah, trinkets and.
That's a giveaway?
Yeah, giveaway, or giveaways,
Yeah.
giveaways, maybe,
Giveaways.
Promotion.
promotional giveaway,
There you go.
yeah. There, see, thank you,
There you go.
you should be coming to our committee, yeah. I second it.
Only want some.
I'll make it really quick. So I go to a lot of events and it's mostly kids, but I go to a lot that it's not. And so what happens is I have stickers, I have a badge, real nice, but I don't have anything else. So I touched base with Northwest District next door and asked them, what are you guys doing? What do you guys give everyone? So they gave me a little bag, like Miss Leonie Casas, our classmate, gave me a little bag with some stuff that they're giving out. So my suggestion was, or what I really would like is to see if maybe we can, because these things are, there's some websites that, like stuff for, stuff like this, all these little things, whistle, there's like a little police car, they say it has a badge on it, a little badge. And again, not too many things because we're gonna change our logo, because we're gonna go one sheriff, so all that's gonna change, so we can have too much of one thing.
Who has these? Who gives these out? Miami-Dade Police?
Yes,
They're Miami-Dade
yes, what,
giveaways that they pay for with the printing.
this is the thing.
Okay.
At the district, they were able to get, someone that was able to donate. So it wasn't directly from the county. So in regard to that, I think this would be the format here in the town would be somewhere like a committee that could put their 2 cents into it. And so for stuff like this, I was thinking not just, for instance, our badge, but like a small public safety committee, collaboration thing on it, little stuff like this, lanyards, glow stick, little stuff that, you can give this to I can go to the elderly affairs committee and they'll love all of this stuff, right? They'll love all this stuff, it doesn't have to be like just kids, I thought that was pretty cool. But I brought this stuff because of special needs advisory committee, and this stuff is super, super cheap. A water bottle instead of that, Miami-Dade Police Department with a badge in the back, public safety committee. And it's a nice, this one changes colors and everything. And of course, a bag to put everything in. These things again are, I know has more of a price, but just for maybe next time. But stuff like this where you can give away the bag and put some stuff in it and that's it. And it's not a kid event, it's a grown-up event and a bunch of grown-ups are gonna love all this stuff. And whatever else you guys can suggest.
We used to do that. I had a connection and they don't do it anymore. I used to get all those freebies from them. I'd go down there and pick them all up. But they don't do that anymore. But I'm online forever looking at those things if you have the money to do it. Elderly Affairs gets like almost $40,000 for their events and tchotchkes and whatever. So all that being said,
FHP, done by FHP.
we can possibly do that now if we're moving money around.
And that's the thing, like FHP, I think they're the ones that were giving away stuff. I have some stuff too that I can get from them, but it says FHP.
I know.
right? So it would be nice to say Miami-Dade Police Department, oh, wow, Public Safety Committee meeting from the town on the other side, something that brand gives you guys branding.
I know. We're going to be doing something with the budget now that we've decided to, get away from that again, the doing breakfast.
So that would be a good thing when we have money left over, but it's gotta be done quick.
And let me say this much, I have been around elderly affairs enough to know that you definitely get their attention when you're doing a giveaway. That's all they grab for is the giveaway. And, we need to get a little more current with that type of activity. When we have something, you have to, that's why I try to piggyback back with the other committees and get a table from them and then give out our handouts. Okay, that's what I've been trying to do, and you guys have been there to help me as well, you know that. So, I agree with what he's saying.
But the only thing is, we gotta have the time lapse. Remember, when we know how much money we have left over, we gotta have that ready to go so we don't give any money back. I don't know how long it takes to get all that.
Through the chair, you guys are aware of all expenses, so even if it's not on your report, you guys should know how much dollars you have. Because all expenses are brought in front of you.
Well,
So-
now with this change though, there's gonna be, we don't know how much money.
But what I'm saying, the second you decide and approve a quote, you don't need to wait for it to be posted on the budget. You guys need to be aware, because then you go back into the problem you've been having the last 2 years, that you're waiting for it to be posted. When you don't necessarily have to do that, because if I tell you you're spending $500 out of a $600 line item, you have 100.
They would just need to move it from line item to line item.
Yeah, and then you guys can move whatever.
I
Okay.
would like to make a proposal. As you all know, I'm not operating on 6 cylinders. I'd like to ask someone to volunteer to help us with, the giveaways and doing some kind of, I can give you some information that I have in regard to the giveaways and how we want to do, let's say, the breakfast. I need more people to become physically involved with those type of plans. Okay, I know I've been doing it by not so much by myself, but more or less by myself for quite a bit, but, I need help. I'm asking for it. So, that being said, on this particular project, I think a couple of volunteers would help in relation to, let's go over the budget, or let's move some money around before we lose the money, that type of thing. And there's, as you, technically, Alice knows, there's all sorts of giveaways and things that, and websites we can go to and order different things with our name on them. And then, Officer Amador, perhaps you can see which is more popular. The bags, they're generic. The water bottles, everybody's pretty much, but everybody, the bags are always helpful. The water bottles, I think people mostly have their own water bottles. And they're more expensive, but let's talk about it. Let's everybody come up with some ideas, everybody be tasked with looking into it and helping one another. But-
When you bid to the coffee with a cop, I tell you, I don't have anything to give. I can.
I know,
And she's coming.
no dates,
It's cold.
no dates on. We're not dating any of the items, that type of thing, just, maybe the public safety committee. Okay,
I'll work with Al to try and stay on top of the budget, even though she gives us the thing for, with current numbers.
Yeah, and I'll remind you guys, there is a link that I provided to all of you where you guys can look at the budget 24/7. Yeah. It's helpful for these.
You understood the subliminal language?
No, I'm just meant, because I can get it to you, but if I'm out of office, or you have to wait for me, you have to wait for me to get it to you. But if you do want it, like, I don't know, for some reason at 1 AM, it's there for you, is the point.
Can you send me the link? I'll
can
work
send
with you.
But
To
yes,
make
if you
sure
have
to
any
send it at
questions,
1
on
AM.
it, let me know. I will not be spending it at 1.
I'll work
Yeah, but
with
if
you
you
to
have any
understand the
questions,
budget. That way,
Yeah.
Adjournment time.
It's not gonna be in the minutes, yeah, really.
So where do you get your little things with the badges from? Where do you
Uh,
actually go?
There was a site that, Clarissa went on.
For what?
That's when she got me the stickers. There was a site, there's a million things on there.
We can ask her.
Yeah, I know she knows, because I went to her. I went to her first before coming here, and she said, yeah, I definitely go through the public safety committee because of, if you have money for it. And I told her that I wanted the branding of you guys, because you guys,
Well, see, it's a tight situation in that we're not a public safety department. The Miami Lakes Public Safety Committee, and we want our committee on there. It's kind of hard to go through Miami-Dade, which always has Miami-Dade's logo on it. So, there's times when we can do it, and times when we can't, when we might feel we want to be a little.
the good thing is, anything that the badge is gonna say town of Miami next one. Like, it's not an actual badge, like our badge, it doesn't say town, it says Miami-Dade Police Department, Sheriff, all that. It's town of Miami Lakes, like the little stickers that we give out, town of Miami Lakes, PD, it doesn't matter, just something that
I
can
think
give
one
out.
of the kids, like, wasn't there one that a junior officer or something, or the thing that you recently given out? Like something like this.
Yeah, the sticker,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay,
have
so
some
we
years
will
that I had.
work on that. What do we
Really
do with
big
these
companies.
cards? We're gonna start-
Well, whoever's gonna go places, have
Yeah.
to grab something.
This one.
And, did you say? The tea lights? I'm gonna do
You
that.
guys just.
For the business.
There's not very many. is there?
Yes, there-
Get more some.
there's close to 200.
But we're not just handing those out like we are the cards.
If they agree to partake, they get one.
The business,
Yeah.
Okay.
if the business is gonna be kind enough to display.
Who's gonna be going, so I'm doing sign as well.
Yeah, you already assigned.
No, but I'm saying, when this meeting's over, we still have to stand here and hand this stuff out.
Right.
I don't want.
No, you guys just have to grab your stock.
So we're adjournment time. I make a motion to adjourn.
Second the
motion.
And it's time, Nancy.
It's 8:38.
You guys have to vote on that.
All in favor of adjournment?
I.
Kyle, you doing
It failed. It failed.
Yeah. All not in favor. I didn't hear anybody.
Not there for you guys. They're.
You're doing an excellent job.
Stand in the mouth.
Wait, when's our next meeting?